It's the Fifth Dimension Radio Sports Special. Live tonight, high school football from Cuyahoga Falls High School. It's the Cuyahoga Falls Black Tigers versus Barberton's Magics. With your veteran sportscaster Ron Whitmer and co-host Chris Canova. Stay tuned for all the action right here on Fifth Dimension Radio's Sports Special.
Jobs for Ohio's Graduates, JOG for short, is a workforce readiness nonprofit covering Northeast Ohio, including Ashland, Medina, Stark, Summit, and Trumbull counties, helping youth ages 14 to 24 and adults complete their education, develop soft skills, and start their careers. To make this possible, we need people like you to support the next generation of the workforce and partner with JOG today. Go to jogworks.org, JOGWORKS.org for more ways to mentor and hire JOG participants, attend events, and more.
Standing on the field pregame here with Coach Tony Gatto from the Barberton Magics. Coach, last time we saw you week 2, season's just getting started. You weren't really sure what you had. You got a couple more games under your belt. You're 0-3 going into tonight, but did you see some improvement, or are you encouraged going into tonight?
Yeah, we've definitely hit some obstacles with some of our kids. I think our kids have really woken up. We had a really great week of practice. I had a couple kids that were struggling getting to practice that have been consistently coming to practice now and doing the right thing. So I feel like this week we really came together as a unit, and hopefully we displayed on the field tonight.
So the Suburban American starts tonight, right? And I looked at last year, and it looked like you kind of had your way with the Black Tigers last year. Does that mean anything in tonight's game?
I mean, every year is different, obviously. This is going to be a big year. This is going to be a big game for them, obviously, the last game here at the stadium. So, that, I'm telling our kids, we got to match the intensity. I mean, a lot of games are won by momentum and intensity, so we got to make sure we match their intensity. Last year really doesn't matter. We got a different group of kids here. We got a lot to prove, so hopefully we go out and do that tonight.
So we saw Braden Lauk and Jackson Hanlon last time we saw you. Hanlon for a couple series in the second half, if memory serves me. Was that a situation where you're just looking to change it up, or was that to get Lauk some rest? And second part of that question, will we see something similar tonight?
I mean, I don't really go in with a game plan on how many snaps anyone's going to take. Braden plays defense. He's one of our better defenders. I mean, it really hurts when he's off the field defensively, so he knows his role on the defensive side. Jack is a good passer, and I have confidence in him. So I don't, he knows that his number could be called at any moment. It's not something I plan out. We skit. It's just one of those things. Braden, I feel like, needs a little bit of a break, and Jackson can go in and relieve him.
Awesome. So Chris and I had fun talking last game about your little old school look and power formation in the backfield with the two big fellows up in front of your son, and you had some success doing that. Is that something that's still in the game plan for tonight?
It's always in the game plan. I mean, they know where they're supposed to line up. It's pretty basic offense. It's real simple, but it's our guys against your guys, and who's going to push somebody. It's not, we're not looking to get big gains there. We're trying to push instill our will and our physicality on them and try to get 2, 3, 4 yards and go from there.
Right, and I would think that the other side benefit to that is after you run that for a while and suddenly you go to the spread, sometimes you can catch a defense on their heels.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you go up and have a lot of teams have a hard time adjusting how they want to line up to those types of gimmick offenses. It really is a gimmick offense. That's why we run about 2 or 3 plays out of it. That's about it.
Does you mentioned this earlier, does the fact that this is the last game for Cuyahoga Falls here at Clifford Stadium, a field that's been here for over 100 years and a stadium that's been in existence for 85, are your kids even aware of that? And if they are, do you think that impacts the game on either side of the ball in any way?
I mean, if it's on TikTok, they're aware of it, but I don't think they're really aware of it too much. I've tried to paint the picture the best I can. I mean, I'm a Barberton alum, graduated from Barberton. I played a lot of games out here. They don't really know the history because, unfortunately, Falls has been down for quite a bit of years. But, Cuyahoga Falls always had a rich tradition in every sport. So, I told them all week that it's going to be, definitely an intense game. I said, I feel like their stadium's going to be pretty full with a lot of alumni. I'm sure they invite a lot of people back. So, again, they just got to match the intensity. And in the pregame, I'll mention it again, how important this is and how important it is going to be to them. But it's a rival game already with the bell, so it just intensifies it a little bit more.
And important to get off to a fast start tonight?
Always.
And last question, any significant injuries we ought to know about before we...
Yeah, we had our starting linebacker broke his arm for the second year in a row. He's out for the season. Our outside backer sustained a concussion. He's been out this week. Everybody else, we had 2 or 3 other guys banged up, but they made it back to practice this week. So, it's football. It's a tough sport.
So the 2 guys that are out are who?
Andreas De La Trinidad.
Yeah, I had fun with that name last.
And then Michael Ellis.
Mike Wallace?
Michael Ellis.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, 2 starters on D. Yeah. Well, look, obviously the league getting started tonight and a chance for you guys to turn this thing around in the, I would assume, a little bit more important part of the season here. So we wish you the best of luck tonight, and thanks for joining us.
Sir, thanks for having me. Good luck tonight. Thank you.
Good luck.
Horse racing is a great sport, and now you can have a horse in the race. Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning horse ownership experience. Purchase as little as 1% of a racehorse and pay a set monthly fee. No surprises, modest investment, low risk, and completely accessible and transparent operations. TheStable.ca offers a unique, engaging racehorse ownership experience and features great customer service and consistent updates about your horse. Our innovative video production team tracks your horse's training progress, and clients are encouraged to visit the horses at any time. TheStable.ca is right for harness racing, and if you want to have a horse in the race, it's right for you too. For more information about The Stable, email Anthony at thestable.ca or call 519-400-4263.
Standing here with Kevin Pask, head coach of the Cuyahoga Falls Black Tigers. Coach, come into tonight 1-2, but it's not your average game 4, right? It's the very last game here at Clifford Stadium. I would assume a lot of alumni coming back tonight, and we'll see you again in a couple of weeks at the brand new stadium, so we'll kind of bookend that for you, and we're looking forward to it. What impact has this, if any, had on your team?
Yeah, I mean, Barberton's always a big game for us. Anytime you're battling for the bell, it's a game that means a little bit more. And then obviously you throw in the homecoming festivities this week, and then the big one is, the closing of Clifford Stadium. It's such a special place that, I've been honored to be here as a player and come back as a coach. So it definitely, holds a special place in my part, and, we'll miss it, but we're also, we're really excited to get into the new building and into the new stadium.
And that leads me into, there's a lot of new coming your way, right? Next season, you'll be moving into a new league. What, if anything, have you and your staff done to kind of prepare for that move? I know we're still early this season, but are you looking forward to that? And how does that change potential outcomes for your team?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, we're 1 week at a time. We can't be looking too far ahead. It's obviously in the back of your mind, and it's you can't avoid it, but we try and really just focus all our energy and our thoughts into whoever we got that week. We're in such a tough league and such competitive games, and if we were looking ahead, we're in a lot of trouble. So
exactly. So let's look back.
Yeah.
The Magic's kind of laid one on you last season. Does that get your guys even more fired up for this one tonight? Not that they really need any extra incentive.
Yeah, I know I'm fired up. The kids have got to be fired up. I know we spent a lot of time this off season. That last game is the one that's going to stick with you the most. And we didn't have the showing we wanted last year, but I think it's kind of motivated us. All through the winter workouts and summer conditioning. At the end of the day, just that thought of that bad taste is gives you that little extra push to try and work it out of you.
So Wins have been a little hard to come by here at the Falls in the last few years. But Chris and I were taking a look at your roster this season, and we noticed a pretty good amount of underclassmen who are playing significant minutes for you. This has got to give you some, I don't want to use the word hope. I would assume you have hope all the time, but some good feelings about where the program is going. Am I right about that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, even going back last year, we had a pretty big senior class, but, we had a lot of these, now sophomores and freshmen last year that, we're kind of thrown into the fire. It's unfortunate that we don't have, more kids that want to come out and play football, but, I think some wins will turn that around, but yeah, we do have, we got this sophomore class is one of the bigger ones we've had in a while, and, extremely talented. And then we mix that in with, we have really good senior leaders this year, and not to diminish their athleticism, but, they're really that one of the first groups that have kind of been with me the whole time, and, they're starting to buy in, and we're getting that culture piece trying to change around a little bit.
So I want to go back for the last question here and tie in the new stadium with the younger guys.
Yeah.
It's my feeling as an ex-coach that a lot of times new facilities, new uniforms, new anything can help energize the program. It's not going to be the thing that totally turns it around. Hard work turns it around, right? But do you feel like getting into a beautiful new stadium here in a couple of weeks, is that something the guys are talking about, looking forward to? And am I right? Do you think that can actually give them a boost?
Yeah, I definitely hope so. I know, a lot of times nowadays kids are really, they're looking for that kind of thing. You see it at the college level where, it's the best recruits end up going to the place with the fanciest stuff, so, they definitely are looking for that new and exciting, new stadium, and then, new school in the after winter break. So, I think the guys are fired up to get over there. Every week they keep asking me, when are we going to start? Can we go practice here next? Can we do all this and do all this? And I'm like, it'll come, guys. Don't you worry. We'll be over there soon enough.
Yeah, well, I know Chris and I are looking forward to it. It's one of the big things we've circled on our schedule for this season.
Yeah.
So we look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks. Hope things are going in the right direction for you, and good luck for you tonight.
Awesome.
Coach
Thank you very
Pass.
much. Thank you very much. Yes, thank you. Thank you, guys.
So that's Coach Kevin Pass from the Cuyahoga Falls Black Tigers. And before that, we talked to Coach Tony Gatto from the Barberton Magic. Chris, so here we go. All kinds of things going on tonight. And somewhere in the middle of it's a football game. So we'll try to do our best to keep our focus on the game. But we got the battle for the bell tonight, a big deal between Barberton and Falls for years. We've got homecoming tonight. We've got the final game at Clifford Stadium tonight. And we got two teams, Chris, that both looked at tonight, the first game in the Suburban American schedule for the season, to kind of point their ships in the better direction. So I'm looking forward to it. How do you see this one breaking down?
It's going to come down to will, right? I mean, these teams are battling to get that first win in the league. Struggle a little bit in the non-conference schedule, and I'm anxious to see which line takes control early. Great environment for high school football. The band lines the field, the big tiger that creates the tunnel. The crowd is a big crowd here tonight to celebrate the closing of the stadium and the history involved with it. And we're just getting ready for kickoff here.
Doing the kicking for the Falls Tigers is Elijah Hayes. He'll kick it away from his own 40. Back deep for the Magic are Clee Thompson and number 3, who is Trent DeWitt. Beautiful night again for football. A tad warm, but as the sun sets, we're starting to feel a little more comfortable up here in the press box at Clifford Stadium. I'll have all kinds of information, all kinds of things to talk about at halftime. Delaying just a second or two here more to get the band off the field. And
we are right on top of the field, by the way, right? I mean, we are, 20 feet away from the field.
Yeah.
You got to love this.
That's our closest view all year, but we do have a few obstacles. We'll try to work our way around. So the kick is away towards the near sideline. It's going to roll right to the goal line, and Barberton's DeWitt picks it up, and apparently it was
I don't know about
touching
that.
the goal line. Yeah, Chris, you had a little better angle. That's the dead corner for us.
That looked like it was.
But it was.
Wow. Oh, the official was standing right there, right?
Yeah, and like I'm surmising here, maybe the nose of the football touched the goal line. But
maybe it did. It stopped. You couldn't be any closer.
Right, and DeWitt's probably breathing a sigh of relief.
Wow. I've never seen anything like that.
And he stared at it, and that's a free ball. So it works out okay for the Magics. They'll be 1st and 10 from their own 20, just underway here. The battle for the bell at Cuyahoga Falls Clifford Stadium. It'll be Braden Lauk at quarterback for the Magics. Angelo Gatto behind him, the hand to Gatto. Gatto running to the near side across the 20 to the 24, maybe the 25-yard line. Pick up a 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Tackle for Cuyahoga Falls is 54, Vincent Lambus.
Simple I formation lead play there, right off tackle. And then Gatto just, with his speed, just pop it outside. I think Barberton's going to try to use their speed against these Falls Tigers.
And there was that power formation, Chris, that we were talking to the coach about in the pregame. Actually, a little bit different look. He's got one big man right behind Lauk. Lauk's under center this time. Takes the snap. Hands again to Gatto, sweeping the far side, near the 30 and out of bounds. They're going to mark him back at the 28, 29-yard line. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and short for the Magic. Looked like he might have had the first down, but apparently stepped out of bounds before he got to the marker.
That wasn't a great spot.
Going to call it 3rd and 2.
Looks like they're trying to run a stretch both times, frankly. First time to the right, second time to the left. Again, trying to use their speed. Big play, right, early in the game. About what, yard and a half?
Lauk again under center. He'll hand to Gatto up the middle. It looks like he's got enough for the first down. He does. They're going to spot him at about the 32-yard line. So Gatto 3 early carries for 12 yards. And the Magics with the first down of the game. Actually going to move him up to the 33, so 13 yards on that first series. 10:52 just underway from Clifford Stadium. Barberton 0-3 on the season, trying to get on the board with a win here tonight. Lauk pitches this time to the near side, cut up into the middle by Gatto, and he breaks free at the 40 to the 45, across midfield to the 40 to the 35 to the 30. It looks like he may go. He does, but we have a late flag on the play. A flag that came probably 10 to 15 yards behind Gatto as he went into the end zone.
So do you think it was an illegal block or taunting?
Interesting question, Chris, because I think the flag flew.
The block looked great.
Yeah. I think the flag flew before he crossed the end zone, but he was kind of, he knew he was going into the end zone and made sure the Falls knew it. And we have our first referee huddle of the night, and we are coming backwards. Here we go. So we got a unsportsmanlike conduct.
No, that was a push in the back. They're doing a push in the back.
Oh, push. I'm sorry. Missed that. And I missed who the penalty was on. But that'll move it back to the 25. Still a big gain for Gatto. And Barberton's in good shape here. First down 10 from the Falls 25-yard line. Varner is the up back behind Lauk, and we fired off the line a little too early. That far left side of the Magic's line jumped a little early, so we'll go back another 5. It'll be 1st and 15 from the 30. So it looked like we had our first score, Chris, and all of a sudden
Right.
we're going backwards. We're going back the other way.
A little bit sloppy. It was a great run. We didn't talk about the run. The run was great. He popped it outside, reverse fields, started right, went left, outran everybody, and that block didn't look bad, Ron. The official saw something, called it back.
Joseph Porter's the other up back. Lauk drops this time to pass the lefty downfield. He had a man well covered actually that time. Great defense by number 17, the DB, Zachary Coleman for the Falls. That'll bring up 2nd and 15. Clee Thompson, the intended receiver.
First pass.
I take that back. It was not Thompson. It was Vernon Reynolds.
Nice protection there. Falls isn't getting any penetration.
Yeah, so far it's just been a case of the Magic's moving the ball and then shooting themselves in the foot. Let's see if they can clean that up. 2nd and 15 from the 30. Lauk standing on the 35. Hands off. This time again to Gatto. Gatto pushed out of bounds after a pickup of about 7, maybe 8 yards. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 6.
For a gain of about 9.
Chris, I'm noticing already, and I should know the actual name for them, but the helmets with the extra padding.
Yeah, that was a late hit there. They got a first down. Hold on 1 second here. So late hit on that play as he was going out of bounds. So that's going to be the first foul against the Tigers.
So it's a personal foul that'll move the ball up to 10 first,
right.
And I think it's just outside the 10. So it looks like there's a little bit of room for a Magic's first down. So let's call it 1st and 10 from the 11. Lauk in the shotgun. Gatto behind him. Snap, handoff. Gatto up the middle. He's up to the 5, possibly the 4 before he's taken down.
I think you were saying before I interrupted you there, Ron, during the penalty. I mean, you're right. I think the Barberton's just going right at him, right? Nothing fancy. Off tackle right, off tackle left. And the Falls can't stop it.
Yeah. Let's give him 6 yards on that. So it'll be 2nd and 4, just inside the 5. Lauk back in the shotgun. Gatto behind him. Takes snap. Hands. Gatto picking a hole through the middle. He's up to the 2, and he's taken down by a host of tacklers right there. And it looks like in the middle of that pile was number 21, Capretta for the Falls.
Host the Tigers in on the tackle. Angelo Capretta, the first one there for me.
Capretta is a 6'1" senior. So 3rd down and about a yard.
Looks like they put in the beef here, Ron.
Yeah, we're going with the big fellas. We got Varner and Porter. Handoff this time to Varner, the up back, and I believe he does. He gets across the goal line. Little trickeration that time. Varner, the linebacker, who's also a blocking back, sneaks into the end zone, actually powers his way into the end zone for about a 2-yard run. And the Magics are on the board here with 8:42 remaining in the first quarter.
So what's he listed as, Ron? Is he listed as a guard or a tackle? I got to see.
Varner is
defensive tackle.
Yeah, they just put DL on. I'll have to look at the other sheet.
So he's listed as 6'1", 245. He's a big boy. And
I'm sorry, Leary on for the extra point. The kick is long enough and right through the middle. So with 8:42 remaining, and we'll come back to that thought, Chris. 8:42 remaining in the first quarter. The Magic strike first on a long drive. They lead 7-0.
With 8:42 to play in the first quarter.
Let's take this timeout.
Jobs for Ohio's Graduates, JOG for short, is a workforce readiness nonprofit covering Northeast Ohio, including Ashland, Medina, Stark, Summit, and Trumbull counties, helping youth ages 14 to 24 and adults complete their education, develop soft skills, and start their careers. To make this possible, we need people like you to support the next generation of the workforce and partner with JOG today. Go to jogworks.org, jogworks.org, for more ways to mentor and hire JOG participants, attend events, and more.
Back here.
Dedicated school staffing.
Back here at Cuyahoga Falls High School, the Barberton Magics have struck first. They lead 7-0, 8:42 remaining in the first quarter. And it'll be Gates to kick it off for the Magics. Jason Gates is a 6'2", 185-pound senior. So, Chris, an 80-yard drive, and he threw the one pass, but other than that, it was just power football. Just smash mouth, see if you can stop us, and at least on the first series, they could not.
They couldn't.
So now the Black Tigers will get their opportunity.
They couldn't stop it. Lined up basically in the eye the whole series.
Trying to pick up who's back for the Falls. Looks like number 8, who's Giovanni Tuttle. And the kick comes to number 10? No, number 20, who's Amir Haynes. He runs it back just outside the 20 to the 22. It looks like they'll spot it, where the Black Tigers will have it. First down 10 at their own 22, their first possession of the night. So the Tigers are led by their sophomore quarterback, Wasim Mustafa. It's 5'10", 165-pound sophomore. He's in the backfield, and behind him,
Black Tigers, 1st and 10.
Zach Coleman. Under center, hands to Coleman. Across the line of scrimmage, he's got 10, he's got 15, he's across the 40 and out of bounds on the far side. A great first effort from Zachary.
That's a great run there. Way to open up that game. Good response. Just a little off tackle play to the right.
So Coleman gets the pickup out to the 40.
Should have burst of speed there, didn't he, Ron?
He sure did. Pickup of 18, 1st and 10 for the Falls. Ball on their own 40.
1st and 10 from their own 40.
Mustafa rolls to the right and throws it away. He had nobody open on the right side, so he threw it into the bench on the far side. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. So it's very early, Chris, but it looks like Mustafa is more than willing to get outside the pocket and appears to have some speed. So we'll keep an eye on that, see if that becomes a factor. Barberton pretty big up front. See if their line can handle the Falls line.
They look much bigger than Cuyahoga Falls.
Yeah, absolutely. Mustafa hands it off to Coleman. He's across the 40, the 45, 46, and I like the way this kid runs. Very shifty runner. Give him a 6-yard gain to the 46, brings up 3rd down and 4.
He looks great in there, doesn't he?
He sure does.
Little jitterbug, but he's quick. I mean, he looks great.
Looks like he has great vision. You know, not that there were gaping holes there, but he's finding them so far. So Falls so far content to keep the ball on the ground. Mustafa is up under center with Coleman.
So I'm sorry, Ron.
Go ahead. Mustafa again rolling to the right, looking downfield, chased out of the pocket. He'll run.
Can you stay in bounds?
And we have a late flag, maybe another late hit. He was short of the first down on the run. The fans on the far side, which is the Falls side, are pretty excited. So I'm going to say it was a hit out of bounds. We'll check with the officials here. Chris, you had a thought?
Well, the tailback, who we're raving about, is a sophomore, and so is the quarterback.
Yeah, we talked to Coach pregame about the youth he had on this team, and, you know, he tried not to get too excited about it, but so far tonight it's already showing to be a factor that at the skill positions. And here's the call, a personal foul on Barberton. They're going to march off 15, and this drive is beginning to look a lot like the Barberton drive to open the game. Falls running the ball effectively. Personal foul moves them closer. They're now inside the 35-yard line.
Yeah, so far a great drive, and
Mustafa takes the snap, hands off, and this time they're right there. Coleman taken down at the line of scrimmage by number 32 for the Magics. That's Micah McWilliams. He's a junior, 5'9", 215, and showed some quickness that time. Drops the runner for a 2-yard loss, brings up 2nd and 12.
Nice job by the defensive end there, just holding his ground.
Single runner in the backfield. Again, it's Coleman. Mustafa back to pass. He's pressured, and he'll throw it away again. Gave up, I thought, Chris, maybe a little quick on the play that time. He did have pressure, but never got his eyes downfield.
Yeah, I don't know how that's not grounding, but
that's what the Magic's coaching staff is asking for, and there's the flag, a late flag.
Yeah, that is grounding.
So, yeah, he wasn't in imminent danger. He's being chased, but I think he gave up on it a little too early. Now it's going to cost him big. So intentional grounding is the call against Mustafa.
That's going to end up being a really big penalty, and probably,
Yeah, the flag's down at the 50.
Going to be a tough time overcoming that. It's going to end up being a 20-yard penalty, 18-yard penalty.
They're going to spot it back at the Falls 45. They need to get to the Magic's 25 for a first down. 3rd down, Mustafa with a screen underneath. Gets it to Coleman across midfield, across the 45, flag down. Not sure what that was. Possibly a face mask? No, a push in the back, yeah. So they'll go backwards again. This will be spot of the foul, am I right, Chris?
Spot of the foul, yep.
So they're going to be just a little yard or two behind where that play originated. Push it back to the 42.
So they're going to end up losing 3 yards on that play over and down over again.
3rd and 31 now. How many plays you got for that?
I'm running out of. How much time is left in the first quarter? We're running out of the.
6:44 and rolling here in the first quarter. Barberton leads 7-0. Mustafa drops back, looking way downfield. He launches one. He's got a man down there who shoves off. I think this one, Chris, is going to be offensive interference.
Yeah, it's going to be on Cuyahoga Falls there.
Yeah,
he pushed off.
Mason Maxwell, the tight end, was well covered. Looked like Gatto and Terry and Bailey were on the coverage, and Maxwell shoved off to have a chance to catch the ball.
Well, regardless, it wouldn't have been a first down.
Yeah, kind of hard to believe as far as he threw the ball, but it would not have been. So that brings up 4th down, and now they're going to call it 33.
Then he declined it. So Barberton declined it. So
4th down. Falls will punt it away. Their punter is number 22, Elijah Hayes. He handles the punting and the kickoff duties, and I presume the field goal duties as well, should that come into play.
I got to tell you, that was a very interesting drive. We saw all kinds of stuff there.
A lot of yardage in both directions, but it ends up in a punt. Punt comes down to number 8 for Barberton. He's across the 35, shoved out of bounds, and another flag. That was Vernon Reynolds getting the run back that time for Barberton. We haven't seen Mark Tavanello, and Coach didn't list him as one of the guys that wouldn't be playing tonight, but I haven't seen him on the returns yet. So flag on the play, probably a block in the back. They're going to march off 10 yards from the 30 back to the 20. And Barberton will start their second drive.
So Barberton has 25, 35. They have 40 yards in penalties, and we are halfway through the first quarter.
And they're leading.
And they're winning, yeah.
Well, needless to say, things need to be cleaned up in terms of on-the-field discipline for both teams.
Yeah.
Both drives were affected. The difference was Barberton was able to overcome the penalties on their first drive. So, as luck would have it, they're going to start this second drive right where they did the first drive, at their own 20-yard line. 6:19 remaining, first quarter.
A little bit different formation, going to a spread here.
Right, Lauk in the shotgun. Gatto behind him. He takes a snap. Another handoff to Gatto. He sneaks through a hole in the middle of the line and has a nice first down gain of about 8 yards. They're going to spot him down near the 28-yard line. 6:07 remaining. Barberton leads 7-0. So Gatto had the one big run that was affected by the penalty.
Right.
He had the original touchdown, and then they were able to overcome that, drive in, and Rico Varner pushed it in from 2 yards out. Lauk on second down will toss this time to the near sideline. That ball is caught for the first down by Noah Wright. Noah Wright with his first catch of the night. And the Magics have a first down, ball spotted on their own 32. Ron Whitmer, Chris Canova. Here on Fifth Dimension Radio tonight from Cuyahoga Falls, we're anticipating a really long but interesting halftime, and we'll have several special guests in the booth, and we're excited to talk to them as we get towards halftime. Handoff to Gatto. He's across the 30, out across the 35, stays on his feet, and is finally wrestled down by number 21 for the Falls. That's, again, Angelo Capretta.
Gatto's a tough runner, and, he cuts it outside. He loves to just pop it outside, right? And then first contact, he seeks it and does a nice job.
And he keeps those legs churning, Chris.
He does.
You better drag him down, or he's going to keep going.
It's like he's looking for that first defensive back to hit.
Trent DeWitt back in the game for the Magics. He'll be in the H-back position. Lauk in the shotgun. Gatto behind him. Snap. The pass to the near side. Looks like it's caught. They're going to give him the catch. Catches by Trent DeWitt. Ran a little out pattern there. Fell, actually dove to catch the ball, but kept it off the ground for the first down. Spotted at the 46. Barberton on the march again. They lead 7-0.
Nice little out pass there.
Yeah, just runs in the short game other than one long pass by Lauk. And why would you do anything else? Barberton having a lot of success. Lauk with Gatto to his left this time. Takes the snap. Looks like Thompson with the inside handoff, and that's snuffed out by the Falls defense for a loss of about a yard. Clee Thompson came from his wide receiver position, took the inside handoff. Falls wasn't having it. That'll bring up second down and 11. Nice discipline that time by the Falls line and linebackers.
Yeah, you just got to go. If you're running that play, that receiver just needs to just take off.
Magic's back in the spread. Gatto behind Lauk. DeWitt shifts to the far side. Handoff inside to Gatto. Another nice move. He'll go to the far side sideline. He's got the first down. He's across the 40, across the 30, and pushed out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. Looked a lot, Chris, like that touchdown run that was brought back.
It really did. I thought it was in a wave at the players again, actually.
Yeah, well, I think hopefully they learned that lesson. Mm-hmm. So a nice pickup that time by Gatto of about 25 yards.
It was almost the exact same thing, Ron, to your point. He started to his right, Quick cut to his left, and boom, sideline.
First down 10, ball in the 28 of Cuyahoga Falls. Barberton on the move. Mostly on the ground. Some short passes. DeWitt comes in motion to the near side this time. And Gatto going in motion to the near side. And this time Lauk will keep the ball. He runs to the opposite side, picks up 5. He's still on his feet. He's down along the sideline and into the end zone. Falls look like they may have given up thinking he stepped out of bounds, but there's no indication that he did. So that looks like a 28-yard touchdown run by the quarterback from Barberton, Braden Lauk. Magic showing some toughness on the ground.
That was a very nice run. He ran over what? At least one, if not two guys. Right down the chute.
So Blake Leary on to attempt the extra point for Barberton, which would put them up 14-0. Spot, kick, it is good, and that is our score. Barberton leads Cuyahoga Falls 14-0, 3:14 remaining. First quarter, let's take this 30-second timeout.
Tired of boring off-the-rack tees? Want to express your unique style or promote your business? How about create an unforgettable memory? Call us at Screen Print Original, 330-414-1635, 330-414-1635. We bring ideas to life. We offer high-quality DTF transfers on a variety of apparel, ensuring vibrant colors and lasting designs, from custom creations to bulk orders, all for you. If you have an idea, give us a call at 330-414-1635, 330-414-1635. You can also drop us a line at screenprintoriginal@gmail.com. We look forward to serving you.
Back at Clifford Stadium, where the Barberton Magics lead the Cuyahoga Falls Black Tigers 14-0, 3:14 remaining in the first quarter. Jason Gates ready to kick off for the Magics from the 40. A little pooch kick this time to the 34-yard line, where it's fielded by number 6, Mason Maxwell for Falls. He's brought down immediately by Clee Thompson.
So how about 140 yards in rushing in the first quarter so far for the Barberton Magic? Pretty impressive.
Yeah, Coach Gatto's got to love that, and Angelo Gatto's got to love that, because a lot of those yards are his.
He was getting tired, so the quarterback had to run for a 30-yard touchdown.
Absolutely. Great team play.
That's right.
All that team play.
Yeah.
So the Black Tigers need to get something going here. They're on the near hash at the 35-yard line. Mustafa's the quarterback under center. Coleman deep behind him. Man in motion, handoff to Coleman. He'll sweep to the right, and he's got all kinds of pursuit, and a great tackle out there by number 7, Terry and Bailey for the Magics. Great pursuit, Chris, by Bailey.
Great pursuit. And, you know, the young man has to get upfield. He cannot go side to side all the way across the field. You've got 11 Magics chasing you, and it's just not going to work.
Yeah, at some point, if I'm not wrong, a 3 or 4 yard gain is a gain.
It's a gain.
Rather than the 1 or 2 yard loss. Call it 2nd and 11. Mustafa drops deep this time, throws it in the flat to number 2, is hit hard.
Really nice play.
2 is Dominic DeRita, and he was hit hard that time by Cash McKinney for Barberton.
Did he throw it to Coleman there? Was that a little dump? I didn't catch that. Was that a tight end? I think it was Coleman. The tailback?
I've already forgotten.
I think it was a little dump, little screen pass to Coleman.
So 3rd down 8 for Cuyahoga Falls. Handoff. Look, actually a fake, and again, the quarterback, Mustafa, just tosses it out of bounds. Didn't really have a receiver there. It's going to bring up 4th and 8. The Tigers with the ball on their own 36. And looks like the punt team coming on.
You know, that's just tough. I mean, they spent a whopping, 1 minute on the field there, Ron?
Yeah, definitely not what they were hoping for.
That's just tough for a defense that's, struggling with battling against just a bigger Barberton team.
So Elijah Hayes on to punt for the Falls. Looks like Reynolds is back. Vernon Reynolds. Snap. Punts away. It's a short one. It's going to come down at about the 40, but bounce over the head of Reynolds, where it's down by number 26 for the Falls. That's Constantine Prentice. So we have a minute 43 left, first quarter. Let's take this quick 30-second timeout.
Jobs for Ohio's Graduates, JOG for short, is a workforce readiness nonprofit covering Northeast Ohio, including Ashland, Medina, Stark, Summit, and Trumbull counties, helping youth ages 14 to 24 and adults complete their education, develop soft skills, and start their careers. To make this possible, we need people like you to support the next generation of the workforce and partner with JOG today. Go to jogworks.org, JOGWORKS.org for more ways to mentor and hire JOG participants, attend events, and more.
Lauk is the Barberton quarterback. Alongside him, Angelo Gatto. In motion is Thompson. Hand to Gatto. He's got another hole. He's across midfield. He's dragged down inside the 45-yard line of Cuyahoga Falls. And the tackle for the Falls looked like Dorita, I'm sorry. So they're going to spot it at the 42. Falls again, and specifically Angelo Gatto having their way with the Black Tigers on the line. Some deft running up the middle by Gatto. To the near side for the Falls. Noah Wright. Snap. Fake this time, and they throw it and knocked down by...
My goodness gracious.
It was either by the linebacker for the Falls, 35, who is Dominic Hanna, or it may have been 53, Yuli Scribner. One of those two got their hand on it. Looked like he had his man open, but a nice defensive job getting their hands up, batting down the pass. It brings up 2nd and 10.
Thank goodness, right? The guy was running down the seam wide open, nobody covering him.
Reynolds to the far side, wide to the near side. It's Noah Wright, empty, not an empty backfield. Gatto behind Lauk. He'll hand it to Gatto this time. He'll run to the near side across the 40, running hard to the 44, and we have a late flag. Would lead you to believe a hold, but we'll see what the call is. And for once, Chris, if I take my headphones off, I could probably hear what the call is. Absolutely. It is a hold, and that's going to set the Magics back 10.
Holding on the Magic.
So just when I thought maybe the Magics had their penalty issues solved, there's one that takes away a nice run and sets them back 10.
At this point, Cuyahoga Falls needs any help they can get, and they just need somebody to step up, make a play here, keep this 3rd and long, make them pass the ball. They don't want them to run the ball, that's for sure.
Exactly. Lauk takes a snap. He's dropping a screen pass to Gatto at the midfield line.
Goodbye.
Across the 40, inside the 30, to the 25, where he's brought down after a big gain.
The 30-yard
about
screen.
25, 27 yards. And again, it looked like it might have been Dorita on the tackle. But a big gain again for Gatto, and we don't normally talk about player of the game in the first quarter, but It's his to lose at this point, right? He is.
Well, it would be our first non-quarterback, so I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah, I probably jinxed us on that, but looks like we have a timeout on the field, and I'm not sure by who.
Is somebody hurt? Somebody down?
I don't see that.
So, folks, you can't. We have the press box is situated such that we don't have like all the angles.
And that is the end of the first quarter.
Okay, they're just letting the clock run out now. Okay.
Oh, there we
gotcha.
go. That's another thing we can't see real easily.
Right.
But we can see it if we look hard. Hey, fans, a quick reminder that you can hear and see a video replay of tonight's game this coming Monday night at 6 p.m., streaming live on WAOH.TV. That's WAOH.TV, Monday at 6 p.m. And we are happy to have them as a partner in these broadcasts. Bob Fritz, our illustrious leader here at Fifth Dimension Radio, he's always got something in motion, and we continue to bring you. And now he's pointing and he's saying, "Not my deal." So Mr. Foamley brought that one in. So. Kudos. By the way, we're all getting to know each other very well here in the press box tonight. It's a little cozy, I think is the right word, and I'm anxious to see what the new press box looks like. Yeah. So we've got Falls on the field, ready defensively, and here come the Magic. Just underway here, second quarter. Barberton leads 14-0. They have the ball just inside the 24.
First and 10.
Loud back under center. Power backfield. Hand to Gatto. Met in the backfield this time by two Falls tacklers.
Cannot get away from Black Tigers.
Number 21.
Number 21,
It was Angelo Capretta, and he was assisted by Dorita that time. So those two guys both are building up the tackles. They both have 3 first half tackles. That's a loss of a yard, a rarity for Gatto, and it'll bring up second down 11.
They went to that bunch full house backfield with all the heavy backfield, the tackles in the backfield that time, and Cuyahoga Falls just brought the house, right?
Yeah, it looked like they made an adjustment that time. Let's see if that's what it was, because a similar look this time. Lauk in the shotgun. He's got the receiver out on the far side. Did he hang on? I believe he did. That's a catch by DeWitt. Trent DeWitt is a 5'10 senior, 175 pounds. He had a couple of nice catches already here in the first half. Went down immediately, so they'll spot it for a 7-yard gain. It'll be, well,
looks like
the scoreboard did say it's 3rd and 11. It's 3rd and 3, and they've adjusted that now. 10:35 remaining, so 3rd and 3. Ball at about the 17-yard line. We have a timeout on the field by the officials.
Looks like an equipment timeout.
Yeah, that's normally what it is in that situation. So Falls is going to bring on a replacement for the defensive backfield.
Do you think this is Gatto or Gatto here?
I'm going to go with Gatto, but I could be wrong.
They could change, fool the whole house and maybe pass it.
Timeout, Barberton.
And Barberton wasn't sure which Gatto, 1, 2, or 3 to give it to, so they're going to take a timeout.
They're going to think about this one.
And we'll keep it right here. I just want to remind you at halftime, and we got a ways to go to halftime, we're looking forward to some guests from the Falls Black Tigers. We'll talk about the history of Clifford Stadium. Talk a little bit about the first game that's coming up here in a couple of weeks at Lambert Stadium, and all kinds of great things going on for the Falls except for the scoreboard at this point.
You know, it's only 14-0. We've been talking a lot about Barberton, and it seems like it could be worse than that, I suppose, but they're still in this game.
Well, and it's certainly a different situation, but we do remember 2 weeks ago at Barberton, the Magics look real good, and a couple of breaks kept them from being even at halftime.
Right.
But those guys, so many of them are playing both ways, and he's got a couple of kids out hurt tonight. So we'll be real interested to see if they have the stamina they need in the second half. So power formation again, 3rd and 3. Gatto back behind the horses in front of him. The up back position. Lauk thought about changing the play. Instead, hands it to Gatto. He's going to be close, and he's got enough for the Magic's first down.
You know, Ron, I'm wondering if the angle that we're at made that first down, the length they had to go to the first down, look longer than it is.
Yeah, it's funny, Chris. I was just thinking the same thing. We're so much closer to the field than we're used to, and therefore when the ball gets to the far end, and we're not at the 50, we're at the 40, so our angles are a little different, and I think you're exactly right about that. At any rate, it was enough for the first down. The ball is now spotted on the 15, 1st and 10 for the Magics. They lead 14-0, 9:56 and rolling here in the second quarter. Lauk takes the snap. He's going to run it himself. He's across the 10, the 5. He's near the goal line and in. Braden Lauk with his second touchdown carry of the night, a 15-yarder, and unfortunately, one drawback to that is a teammate down on the field. We'll try to pick up who that is. Lauk is attending to him, and it was either one of the upbacks or an offensive lineman. He's still on the field. But that touchdown makes it Barberton 20, Cuyahoga Falls nothing. 9:47 remaining here in the first half. Let's take this 30-second timeout and hear from our friends at Edward Jones.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Or if you're in retirement and want a second opinion, let's talk. Edward Jones financial advisor Vince Rosnack can help. Stop by or call Vince today at 234-571-9913 to set an appointment. Or stop by the office at 529 Canton Road in Ellett, across from Eastgate Plaza.
So the injured player was Rico Varner, but he got up on his own and jogged off the field. Looks like he's going to be okay. So we'll have Blake Leary on for the attempted extra point for the Magic. Spot is down, the kick is up. A lot of leg and snuck inside the near side upright. And the Magic's lead 21-0, 9:47 remaining the first half. A big Cuyahoga Falls crowd, Chris, and we're not here every week, so I don't know for certain. But I got to believe this is one of their biggest crowds in recent times. Not only a full stands across from us, but if you look down in the end zone at the high school end of the field, there are a lot of standing people down there too. The Magics actually have followed their team pretty well tonight. So, we've got a little room. If you're sitting at home listening to the game and thinking it's a nice night out, it is. It's cooled down nicely. Come on out to Clifford Stadium and watch a little bit of history tonight as we put this stadium to bed in preparation for getting the new stadium opened up here in a couple of weeks. And we'll talk a little bit more about that at halftime. 9:47 remaining first half.
You know, these kinds of stadiums are hard to find anymore, right? There's Green Street Stadium. There's just not very many of them anymore. You're right on top of the field. There's no track. So the stands are, I think at one point there probably was a track, but there's no track anymore. You're right on top of the field. Stands are packed. The fans are circling the fence of the field. What a great environment. Both bands are here.
Yep, absolutely. It looks like back to receive the kick for Falls is number 20, Amir Haynes. The ball goes to Haynes. He's across the 25, knocked down at about the 27-yard line. And that's where the Black Tigers will try to get back in the game here. They've been able to move the ball, Chris. That hasn't been a huge issue. But every time they seem to be ready to score, there's a penalty that rears its ugly head, and they start going backwards.
You know, it's almost like at times they're trying to be too fancy. They have some of the tools that clearly, I mean, the tailback is quick. Looks to be a good running back. I think the quarterback has some tools as well. A little bit, I don't think he feels comfortable throwing the ball quite yet. But the tailback has some tools. Just north and south, north and south, north and south.
Lester in the backfield takes the pitch, crosses
just
the
like that
line, and he's at the 45, the 50, to the 45, to the 30, and inside the 30 to the 24-yard line. And I was mistaken, that was Coleman. Jersey a little harder to read that time, but Zachary Coleman with the big pickup. And the Tigers are in business, just as we said.
It's a 45-yard gain right there.
Yeah. He showed that speed we saw really early in the game.
He caught it, one step left, and boom, north and south.
So let's see if the Black Tigers can push one across here. Early, second quarter. Mustafa with Coleman behind him in the backfield, under center. This time a quick pass out to the far side, taken by, again, number 20, Amir Haynes.
I like that, quick, north and south.
Yep, and he got it to a guy who, hey, it's a 4-yard pickup, but you'll take that on first down. Second down, 6.
The quarterback doesn't have to think. He doesn't have to run. Get the ball in his hands, get it out of his hands.
Actually, they're going to spot him back about a yard, so we'll call it second down, 7. Coleman behind Mustafa. Haynes coming to the near side this time.
Trips right.
In the slot is Tuttle. Mustafa hands off up the middle to Coleman, and he's met right away by that Barberton line, and that time led by Trent DeWitt for the Magics. That'll bring up third down and about 6 now. Give him a yard on that carry. 8 minutes remaining first half. Trails 21-0. On the move here, big third down.
Just don't give up on it, right? Stay with what brought you here.
Trips to the right. Coleman in the backfield. Mustafa looks to pass. Another quick one to Haynes. He's across the 20. Nice juke move to the 19 or to the 16, maybe 15-yard line. And he's really close, but it is going to be a fourth down. He's at the 16. The flag is at the upright. The marker is at the 15, so it's going to be a long yard. Fall's obviously going to go for it here. They're down by 3 scores in the second quarter. And we got a new guy in the backfield for Falls.
This is the senior.
Madden Horner back behind Mustafa this time. No blocking back. A fake pitch and nobody home. A late give to number 6.
He battled. That's going to be maybe close. I don't know. I don't think he got there, but close.
Yeah, he's real close.
Very close.
We'll see where they're going to mark him down. Down at the bottom of the pile for Barberton, Nathan Sullivan. And are they going to measure that? It's like the ball's right on the line, which apparently was not enough. The marker must have been just inside the 15. So it'll be a first down on the change of possession for Cuyahoga Falls. And that's a tough break, Chris, because
that is a tough break.
Maxwell really worked hard, ran hard, and it looked like he may have had it, but apparently not.
Who got the ball there? Was that the tight end?
It was number 6, Mason Maxwell, yes. He is the 5'9", 195 tight end, sophomore. So turnover on downs. The Magic will have it at their own 15. They lead 21-0, 6:49 remaining first half. Lauk will back off into the shotgun. Gatto behind him. Hand to Gatto, this time running to the far side, trying to turn it in. He got yanked down, and apparently a clean tackle. Looked like it could have been a horse collar type. Taken down for a loss that time of a yard.
Nice play there.
I didn't pick that up. May have been 72 for the Falls, and if it was, that's Cyrus Fortman.
Back to that last series for the Falls. That was a great series for them. They didn't score. They didn't get any points. That being said, take the momentum, put it into the series here, right? Got a loss on the first down here. That's great.
Yeah, excellent point. They flipped the field and had a big first down play. Let's see what happens on second. Lauk rolling right. He's got a man wide open. It's Clee Thompson. He's caught the ball and then dropped it at the 50. Will they give him the catch? No. Incomplete. Boy, he had pulled it in, and just as he did, I think it went off his pad. He dropped it. It went out of bounds. A chance for a really big play, and instead it brings up a 3rd and 11. So Black Tigers holding their breath on that one. Coverage for the Falls was Tristan Green on the play.
See, the luck's even turning, Ron.
Yeah, absolutely. They want to ring that bell.
They do want to ring the bell.
Yeah.
And we'll take any luck we can get right now, or they'll take any luck they can get right now. And I think they're probably going to do something with Gatto here. Maybe it's the screen again.
You think?
Or
3rd down 11, and Coach Tony Gatto was thinking, I'm not sure what I want to do here. He's going to take a timeout. That's his second of the half, and they'll talk about it. With that, we'll take this opportunity to hear from our friends at Jobs for Ohio's Graduates.
Jobs for Ohio's Graduates, JOG for short, is a workforce readiness nonprofit covering Northeast Ohio, including Ashland, Medina, Stark, Summit, and Trumbull counties, helping youth ages 14 to 24 and adults complete their education, develop soft skills, and start their careers. To make this possible, we need people like you to support the next generation of the workforce and partner with JOG today. Go to jogworks.org, JOGWORKS.org for more ways to mentor and hire JOG participants, attend events, and more.
So, Chris, you always, if you're a coach, you always worry a little bit when the coach takes a timeout to talk about the play. If he's had that extra amount of time to put in something you're not ready for, some kind of look where that hasn't maybe shown up on game tape yet to this point in the season?
I mean, you do. I think you got to stay to your reads. That's the most important thing. Don't be reading a fake. Stay in your zone if you're a D-back. You got 3rd and 11. Keep the ball in front of you.
Lauk will roll to the near side. He's looking downfield. He's got pressure in the backfield. He's going to go down at the 8-yard line. Tackle that time by the Falls number 33. That's Thalen Brooks with the big tackle for the Falls. Just what they needed here as we edge towards halftime.
Thalen Brooks with the stop for the Black Tigers.
Why did they stop the clock here? I don't understand. Did somebody call a timeout?
I don't know.
They restarted it. Okay.
So they're going to move it up a yard, but that puts the ball on the 9. 4th down, about 17.
I'm happy for Cuyahoga Falls here. And I don't think we've talked about this specifically. We've referenced it. But of these 22 starters, 14 are underclassmen. 9 of those 14 are freshmen and sophomores. And little things like this make a difference.
Gates to punt from his own end zone, gets it away, a nice kick, hits at the 45, fielded there, back across the 50 to the 42-yard line is Tuttle for the Falls. So a nice little run back puts the Falls right back in Barberton territory, and plenty of time to score here in the first half. It's 21-0 Barberton. The Falls would love to get on the board here before halftime.
Coach Pask is going to like the effort here in the last, 5 minutes of this half?
Yes, and without question, when it went to 21-0, Chris, I was certainly looking to see if I would see any quit in the Falls team, and not at all. Not at all. They're out there competing and got a chance to get a score here before half. Mustafa at quarterback, Jordan Luster to the near side. Handoff up the middle to Coleman. He'll bust it outside, and he's got room across the 40 to the 30 to the 26-yard line. A big gain, but a flag in the offensive backfield. And looks like a block in the back is going to be called. So we've seen that we've seen this movie. Actually, a legal formation is the call. So instead of moving back 10, they're going to move it back 5, but still going the wrong direction.
Going the wrong direction
after a big play.
Again, that the tailback, nice little run there. All for naught, but.
I like what I'm seeing out of Coleman. He's got the quicks. He reads the holes. He can absorb some punishment and keep going. 1st and 15, ball just inside the 50-yard line. Mustafa under center. He's dropping, looking downfield. He's got a man open, but he underthrows him. But there's a flag on the play, and that was number 8, Giovanni Tuttle, who came back for the ball wisely, picking up the interference call against Barberton. So we'll have a 10-yard mark off. Still going to be outside the 35-yard line, I think, when we're all said and done.
I think that should be last play was a 5-yard penalty, right? So that should be a first down. 15 and 50. Yeah, we should be good. They should be good. I don't know where they marked the ball last play.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because it looked like it was 16 or 17
It did,
yards.
didn't it? It looked odd.
With a 5-yard penalty. But I'm going to say that they are correcting that error by moving the chains.
Right.
So the Falls will get the first down. Ball at just outside the 33-yard line of Barberton. First down 10, Cuyahoga Falls. Mustafa hands to Coleman, and this time he's wrapped up and taken down. A really nice tackle that time. Looks like 58 for Barberton, and that's Jamar McCray. Nice tackle by McCray for no gain. Second down, they're actually going to give him a yard loss. Second down on 11, 4:14 remaining, first half. Mustafa under center.
That's offsides, you got to call it.
Coleman gets the handoff. Got a little seam there, but it closed quickly by Barberton linebackers, and the tackle is going to be number 32, Micah McWilliams. Nice job of filling that hole. 1 yard gain back to the original line of scrimmage.
All right, third down here. I don't know, maybe a screen.
Yeah,
so the seniors back in for them this time.
Falls needs a big play here, a big play without a penalty specifically. Mustafa will give it to Coleman, and there's nowhere for Coleman to go. And I take it back. First of all, the tackle was by number 2, Gatto for Barberton. But that was Madden Horner with the carry and a 1 yard loss back to the 35-yard line. Fourth down, 11 to go, 3:03 first half. And Coach Pask is going to leave the offense on the field. And you like this call, right, Chris?
I do. I mean, what do you have to lose?
Exactly right.
I think, number one, I think is in there for blocking back here. He has to be.
Mustafa sprints out to the left, looking downfield, throws underneath, but just misses his intended receiver, who was Maxwell, Mason Maxwell, the 5'9 sophomore. Couldn't come up with it, so that will turn it over on downs. It'll be 1st and 10 Barberton at the 35-yard line. And I want to talk a minute here about another opportunity for you to see this game after the fact. You can see and hear a rebroadcast of tonight's game by searching for Fifth Dimension Radio on the YouTube app, on your favorite digital device, the smartphone, smart TV, tablet, anywhere you get your online digital content. Friday night games are posted by the succeeding Saturday night or Sunday afternoon, so look for that. And not only will you get to hear Chris and I once again, but you'll get to see what we were seeing, and in the case of me, see how many mistakes I make during the course of a given game.
All right. Barberton back to pass here. Just throws it away.
He'll just get rid of it.
Yeah. Trips right. Try and do something different with the ball. Frankly, they're moving the balls with so much yardage. Just running it. It's kind of shocking that they're trying to open it up passing. That being said, why not try to pass it, right? You have all the you have the freedom to pass.
Yeah, absolutely. So for the first time tonight, and we asked Coach about this early, we're going to see Jackson Hanlon, the sophomore quarterback, in for at least a snap here. Hanlon, back to pass, looks downfield, pumps again, and right in his face looks like 33 for the Falls. 33 is Thalen Brooks. Nice tackle for the sack by Thalen Brooks for the Falls. Big play there, sets Barberton way back now, 3rd down and about 18.
Hey, give these young kids credit. Second series in a row, putting pressure on the quarterback, especially when they get outside the pocket. Nice job by the defensive line, high motor.
Clock running, 1:43, first half. Hand to Gatto.
And then here's Gatto.
He's got some room to the far side, but a flag down. Gatto back near the original line of scrimmage at the 35. I think we probably got a hold by where the flag flew in the offensive backfield, and if we do,
they're going to decline this, right?
You would think so. It was 3rd and 18.
Now it'll be 4th and 10, maybe?
With a minute 35, and Falls has all 3 timeouts left. So, yeah, I'm declining it.
It wouldn't shock me if Gatto goes for it on 4th and 10 from here. I guess it would shock me. It would surprise me.
And we do have a player down on the far side, and Chris.
Is that Gatto?
A little dark over there. I'm going to see if I can pick that up.
No, Gatto's over here. It's not Gatto.
It is it's a Falls player.
Oh, is it? So it's declined.
It looks like number 8 for the Falls, Giovanni Tuttle, down on the far side, and they're helping him to his feet. Appears to be okay.
I just heard them say punt because we are literally 10 feet. We're on top of the Falls or the Magic's bench.
Yeah, we might even be able, if they were barking out plays, we could probably pick those up here. I don't think we do that anymore.
If my uncle was still coaching, we would hear the plays being called in from the sideline.
For those of you unaware who Chris might be talking about, his uncle that he's referring to there is legendary local coach Tim Flossie.
And maybe a few choice words also. We have to have a beep button. Well, we are on the internet, so maybe we don't have to have a beep button.
Well, yeah.
But the TV version would have to have the beep button.
So, Tim was coached at Barberton. He coached several years at Bookdale.
Central Howard.
Was he also at Firestone for a while?
Right.
Central Howard. Not a whole lot of city schools he didn't coach.
That's true.
But and of course the father of all Akron area coaches, the grandfather of them all, Chris's grandfather, the great Babe Flossie from many, many successful years at Garfield High School.
Yeah, well, thanks for those kind words. Yeah, football family. Grew up with it my whole life. Love it.
One of our favorite things, Chris. Haven't seen that many tonight, but another referee conference. This time just two. They're talking about the play clock, it looks like. Yes.
You're actually going to be interviewing one of our family's dear friends, Donnie Ross, DR, at halftime.
Yeah, if he can make it up here, I hope.
Yeah.
We're going to have an extended halftime. Gates back to punt for Barberton. They have a big ceremony here, this being the last night at Clifford Stadium. So a normal 20-minute halftime is going to extend to about 30 minutes tonight. But we invite you to please stay with us because we have some guests who you'll be excited to hear from, and maybe even a surprise guest or two.
Yeah. I mean, listen, I have to mention this because I've been wanting to mention it for 20 minutes, half hour now when I was talking about the stadium. I mentioned the stadium. The stands are packed. It's, people lined up around the fence. The bands are ready to charge the field. And it's one of these old stadiums that have houses right up against the stadium, right?
I love that.
And, Ron, you can't see it because you're blocked. And nobody can imagine how we're kind of like stuffed in here tonight. But right over here to the right in this house, you have a bonfire going.
Yeah.
So you have a party in the backyard of a house, tailgating in a sense, during the game. I mean, come on.
You know what, Chris? And it reminds me of where I went to high school, Mogador.
Mm-hmm.
Up on the home side hill there, same thing. You'll see the bonfire, people sitting on the other side of the fence enjoying the game, probably having an ice cold soda or something of that nature.
Diet Coke.
And I'm sure that's what's happening over here tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, a great atmosphere, and I'm sure it'll be even a better atmosphere when they move to the new stadium. So 4th down, Gates on to punt for the Magic. Line of scrimmage is the 35, punting towards the far sideline, takes a Magic's roll, stays inbounds, and finally goes
heck of a punt.
out.
Yeah, it's a heck of a punt.
About the 24-yard line. So, yeah, Gates has had a nice night for the Magics.
25, 35, was that a 45-yard punt? 50? I don't know. He kicked it from the was that from the 20?
You know, I've got to do a better job of remembering where we started there.
The ball wasn't placed on the 20, but I think the ball was placed about the 32 or something like that.
Yeah, I want to say just over the 30, so that sounds right. So we're looking at a 45-ish yard punt. So Falls still has 1:06 remaining here in the first half, and another chance to get on the board. Mustafa with Horner behind him in the backfield. Receiver in motion, pitch to Horner. He gets across the 25 out to about the 27-yard line. It's like a pickup of about 4 on the play. It'll bring up 2nd down and a long 6. They're moving quickly as the clock is running under a minute. Mustafa looking to pass, dumps it outside to Maxwell, and he's taken down immediately. It was not Maxwell. That was Giovanni Tuttle again. He stopped for no gain. Clock continues to run. Falls with 2 timeouts left, but they're not taking them. Mustafa takes the snap, hit in the backfield, and tackled. He may have gotten back. No, he did not. He lost about 2 yards there. And the tackle that time is number 32 for the Magics. Again, Micah McWilliams having a nice first half.
I think this is Coach Gatto saying, okay, you're going to make us wait a half hour at halftime. I am calling a timeout with 12 seconds to go before halftime.
Well, there you go. Hey, fans, if you want to keep up with Northeast Ohio sports, high school, college, and pros, Fifth Dimension Radio's weekly sports talk show, 10 Cent Beer Night, is the place to be. Join host Seth Lapaki and Fifth Dimension Radio owner Bob Fritz every Wednesday night at 7 as they examine the ups and downs of the previous week in area sports. That's 10-cent beer night on Fifth Dimension Radio's YouTube page. So one of the coaches, Chris, I think it was Coach Gatto, referenced this thing called TikTok.
Yeah.
It's, you know, I'm an old guy. Is that anything like the YouTube deal?
I think.
Yeah, I'm putting you on the spot.
I mean, they're both on the internet.
Roger's saying, yeah, not really. I think the TikTok deal is you got to dance to everything.
Well, TikTok has replaced novels, I think, now for teenagers.
There you go. All right, looks like we're going to have a punt here by Elijah Hayes for the Falls. He's standing inside his own 15, gets the snap, kicks it away. It's going to be a low kick, but a nice roll for the Falls, and it goes out of bounds at about the 41 of Barberton. The clock has rolled down to 4 seconds remaining in the first half, and I can't say for sure, but I'm going to guess Coach Gatto is just going to have his team kneel it out here. Knee it out. But you never know.
You never know.
4 seconds, you can catch.
Well, their biggest pass play has been a screen pass. It did go for, 30, 40 yards, was it?
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see. See if it's Hanlon or no, it's going to be Lauk in there. Coach Gatto right down in front of us. If I took my headset off, I could probably hear what he was telling Lauk. But in this case, I couldn't. Ball spotted at the 41. Falls has 8 guys inside their own 45, just 3 linemen. So they're going to protect against the deep ball. They're moving up now to about the 50, but they're still in the prevent look. Actually, have moved up enough now. They're playing it fairly straight. Lauk standing at his own 36-yard line, takes the snap, drops, throws over the middle, and Clee Thompson can't hang on. That's enough to bring us to halftime. Our score at halftime, Barberton 21, Cuyahoga Falls 0. We'll be back with an extended Edward Jones halftime show after this message.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, I'll get around to it someday, Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Or if you're in retirement and want a second opinion, let's talk. Edward Jones financial advisor Vince Rosnack can help. Stop by or call Vince today at 234-571-9913 to set an appointment. Or stop by the office at 529 Canton Road in Ellett, across from Eastgate Plaza.
Halftime from Clifford Stadium in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio. I'm Ron Whitmer along with Chris Canova for tonight's game between the Cuyahoga Falls Black Tigers and the Barberton Magics. Barberton leads 21-0. Got a big halftime planned here. Both bands will take the field. There'll be a special ceremony involving some folks with respect to the Clifford family. And we're expecting to hear from Athletic Director Kenny Johnson and a couple of guests, and I don't want to say they're coming up until I see it, but we're expecting at least 2 other guests. Chris alluded to one, former Black Tiger coach Donnie Ross, and a former AD from way back in the day, even as old as me and slightly older. So we'll see if Percy can make it up here. But, Chris, just a big night here. So I enumerated briefly in the first half. You've got the celebration for the last game here at Clifford Stadium. You got homecoming. So you have that ceremony before the game. You got the Battle of the Bell, which we heard all during our pregame interviews, and we'll be hearing it at the end of the game, certainly by the winner of the game. So much going on, and we don't repeat the same thing, but we repeat something similar here in a couple of weeks when we move over to the new Lambert Stadium over, and help me out, Bob Felmley. That's Portage Trail, right? Roughly where the new stadium, 13th Street? Okay, so I'm going to have to put that one in my GPS just to make sure I don't get lost that day. But I've seen pictures, and it looks gorgeous. It'll be a athletic artificial surface. And I got to say this, Chris, too. You know, the kind of summer we've had here has just beaten lawns up.
It has.
Beaten natural turf football fields up. And the staff here, whoever is responsible for the field here at Cuyahoga Falls, it's its last game. And, yeah, there's a little bit of brown in it, but it's a nice green grass field. And you wouldn't want it any other way to go out in a lot of fields if they're not getting the kind of attention that was put on this one are probably a lot more brown.
Yeah, it looks great. It's a great environment tonight. You know, I've already said it a couple times. There is a lot going on. It's actually kind of hard to keep your attention and focus on any one thing, and you're on top of all of it. It's hard to even describe, for sure, and the bands haven't even started to play yet, right?
So, and you did your homework here, so let's take this opportunity while we have some time to dig into it. Some interest. I'll throw a couple out, and then if you'll dive deeper in here. So, to the best of my knowledge, the field here is over 100 years old at this site. It was opened in 1923, so 102 years old, which is amazing. And then Clifford Stadium, when they first put in the bleachers here and put in lights so that they could play at night, was in 1940, if I'm not mistaken.
You're right.
So there's 85 years just in, obviously there have been upgrades in terms of the actual bleachers. And, I'm not sure if the press box has been updated.
I think it might have been here.
But it's been here a while. But so history on top of history. And please, I know you.
So what is old is really, I'm going to give you some names here.
Sure.
So 1923, their first game was against Akron East. 0-0 tie. Of course, you can't tie anymore.
Yeah.
1940, their first game was against Austintown Fitch, which was a win. 32-6. That's 85 years ago. So, hey, same high schools, right? You mentioned this earlier, and I guess it's not funny, but the name is funny. The Doodlebug disaster is the reason why they named this field after,
Mr. Clifford.
Mr. Clifford. The train accident, actually. What else? Let's list all the leagues they've been in. Cuyahoga Falls Trolley League, Western Reserve League, Intercity League, Metro League, Northeastern Ohio Conference, Western Reserve, Northeastern Ohio Conference, Suburban League. Now, they were in the Suburban League of you're going to have to help me here. Suburban League of
National. I believe they started in National, and now they're in the American, the smaller schools.
Championships, they were champions in 19, 20, 24, 25, 43, 47, 59, 76, 83, 87, 92, 94, 97, 98, 2000, 2001, 2020. Haven't made the playoffs since 2000. They only made the playoffs twice. That surprises me.
Yeah, it is. But a lot of their success was back in the 80s and 90s. Those championships, by the way, I'm pretty sure our illustrious leader, Bob Fritz, was around for those.
All of them back in 1923?
Yeah, Bob, you remember those, right?
Bob's ignoring us.
Yeah, he's purposely
He can't hear us. He's
sleeping.
not on mic.
Selectively deaf tonight. So, no, apparently not in the 20s. But Bob and I have both been around a while. We don't go back quite that far.
So I did look up the NFL. I think this was actually credit to the Beacon Journal. I think it was the Beacon Journal. There are 4 NFL players. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't know any of these guys. Is it Jim Bokey? No. Don't know him. Bill,
in your defense?
Bill Lund.
He doesn't know you either.
I know.
So
Bill Lund. Both those guys played in the stadium. The 2 other ones didn't, so it's before them.
Yeah.
Scotty Bierce and Art Haley. Don't know those guys either. The only guy I know, well, I think everybody knows this guy. I would think everybody knows him. Jim Ballard, who went to Mount Union.
Of course I know Jim
I
Ballard.
thought because you're a Mount Union grad, but I thought he played in the NFL.
He did. He had a cup of coffee with a couple of teams. What I don't know for sure, and it would have been great, and Jim may even be in the crowd tonight, I'm not certain. If you are Jim and you're hearing us, feel free to come up and talk to us. A great quarterback. He's actually, Chris, Jim Ballard is the guy that put Mount Union on the map nationally. He won their first national title and will always be remembered for that, turning that program. Not that it was not a winning program, it was, but they never made it that far until Jim Ballard. And then the succession of quarterbacks and running backs after him, it's just an endless list. But I should have checked before tonight. I want to say he was with the Bengals for a short amount of time and at least one other NFL team. Never really got a big break, and here we go. Bob Felmley. See what I can quickly see here. So at Mount Union, his national title. It's always dangerous when you're reading and talking at the same time. He played for the Scottish Claymores in the NFL Europe World Bowl title in 1996.
Well, there you go.
That's further than you and I went, for sure. And he played in the Continental Indoor Football League. And I may be wrong. He may have been like a last cut in summer camp.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that he was on an NFL roster at one
I'm going to be
point.
honest with you, Ron. Thinking back, I thought he was part of that Mogador to Mount Union connection. I didn't even realize he went to Cuyahoga Falls.
Yeah. No, he's from the Falls. The guy you may be thinking of.
Chucky Moore.
Oh, and he lived up the street from Bob Felmley. And yeah. Oh, yeah, he's running passing academy for years. I thought you were going to say you taught him everything he knew, right in the backyard. Chris, you might have been thinking Chuck Moore from Mogador, who was at one point, is no longer, but the Mount Union's leading rusher in history. And I want to say a young man named Komet set the record after Chuck, but he's one of the all-time greats. At any rate, yeah, Jim Ballard, I know, and then there were some other guys from nearby teams who played here. I know.
I didn't write any of those down, but
Don Nottingham,
yeah.
From Ravenna, played here. Who else? Who were you about to say?
So, I mean, there was a bunch of Hoban guys, Garfield guys. I'm trying to think. I didn't.
While you're searching for that, I mentioned to you earlier the one that surprised me that didn't play here because he played just down the street at Stowe was Larry Zonka. Back in the 60s when, believe it or not, I was a kid at one point, and one of my early heroes was a high school football player, Larry Zonka from Stowe. And at that time, Stowe and Ellett, where I was living at the time, along with Falls, were part of the Metro League. And Zonka went on to become one of the all-time greats, a Hall of Famer. So all kinds of tradition here. Lots of tradition also with their basketball team, and they'll be making the move this coming basketball season to believe to the new school during season. And I see Kenny Johnson's walking in. We'll put him on the headset here, and Kenny will be able to tell me for sure. So Kenny, you want to grab that headset here? First of all, Kenny, thanks for coming up. I know you've got a responsibility or two tonight on an event like this. How's it going so far? These things are crazy, and I know they can get away from you, but it looks great.
Yeah, it's been a lot of planning. It's definitely a team effort. It wasn't obviously just me. It takes a lot of people to do something like this, but what a special event. I mean, when you look across, and this is the first time I've been up in the press box, but to look across and see our stands that full is a testament to this community and all the hard work that all these people have put together.
Yeah, we were expecting a big crowd, but this has got to be especially pleasing because you take everybody that's standing in the end zone and you put them in the bleachers, and you've got a sold-out home side of the field. And Barberton seems to have done a pretty nice job following their team, especially for two teams. Falls is 1-2, Barberton's 0-3. The last thing you want is an empty stadium on a festive night, and you have anything but that. There's all kinds of obvious pride and energy in the building. So hats off to you, your staff, and like you said, the committee that was involved in putting this on.
I appreciate it. And like you said, two communities that have a lot of pride. Us and Barberton, it's been a great rivalry. It's been a friendly rivalry. To be able to do this with them tonight and for them to be generous and let us do that halftime presentation really meant a lot to us. So we thank Barberton for that as well.
Absolutely. So we're going to be at Lambert in 2 weeks, am I right? I got my schedule up here. 3 weeks on October 3rd. Opening night there. Anything you want to share about that, or you want to leave it to be a surprise?
It's special. We play a soccer game there tomorrow morning, so we go right from here to a soccer game there tomorrow morning. But I'm telling you, it's a stadium like no other. It rivals like a college stadium. It's super nice, and it's something our kids and our community deserve. And I'm so proud and so happy that they're going to get a chance to play in something like that.
You got state-of-the-art turf, beautiful bleachers, and a beautiful press box. Not that we don't fully appreciate where we're at tonight, but we're really looking forward to getting over to that new stadium. Naming rights to Lambert Buick GMC. You want to tell me about that relationship?
Yeah, it just came about. We were calling some different people, and Lambert Buick came through, talked to a lot of their people. What great people there at Lambert Buick. They did a great job of communicating with us and telling us what they wanted. It fit our program. We're thrilled to have Lambert Buick as our naming rights sponsor for the new stadium.
So last question for you, because we have some other guests we want to get to here. So moving forward, basketball season, any games left here at the old campus? And if there are going to be games at the new campus, when is that likely to happen?
Yeah, so our plan is to play through December here at Tom Jones Court. December 30th against Stowe will be the last game ever played in Tom Jones Court. It's going to be an event kind of like this. I would expect that gymnasium to be 2,800 people and be packed. So hopefully we can have you guys at that event.
I was going to say there's a gentleman standing right behind you, and we kind of thought last season we might be witnessing the last one, but we'd love to.
Absolutely.
I shouldn't speak for him, but I already know. We'd love to be there, so I'm sure Bob will be talking to you about that. Hey, let's, Kenny, thank you for joining us. Let's take this 60-second timeout, and we'll be back to talk to Don Ross, former Falls football coach.
Horse racing is a great sport, and now you can have a horse in the race. Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning horse ownership experience. Purchase as little as 1% of a racehorse and pay a set monthly fee. No surprises, modest investment, low risk, and completely accessible and transparent operations. TheStable.ca offers a unique, engaging racehorse ownership experience and features great customer service and consistent updates about your horse. Our innovative video production team tracks your horse's training progress, and clients are encouraged to visit the horses at any time. TheStable.ca is right for harness racing, and if you want to have a horse in the race, it's right for you too. For more information about The Stable, email Anthony at thestable.ca or call 519-400-4263.
Okay, we're back here at Clifford Stadium, the last home game for the Cuyahoga Falls Black Tigers here at Clifford Stadium. And we're joined now in the booth by longtime Black Tiger football coach Don Ross. Don, it got to be all kinds of emotions running through you tonight, the time that you spent here, and you know this is it. You know, what are your thoughts?
Well, this was always a beautiful place to play. Some people would look at it as a disadvantage, but there's no track pushing you back, so the fans are right on you.
Right.
And one of the few high school stadiums that has bleachers on both sides, goal line to goal line. And we used to have the end zone capped over here, so when you get a good crowd in here, it was exciting.
Yeah, Chris and I were talking a little bit during the game and pregame. Not too many of these type stadiums left anymore. Maybe Green Street Stadium, a little bit similar. I know I've been to Steubenville kind of the same. I don't know if you've been there, but kind
Sure.
of the same feel there. But and we feel like we're in the huddle half the time up here. In fact, when we take our headsets off, we can hear what the coach is saying. Would that have been a good idea when you were coaching for us to listen into the huddles, or would we have to have the bleep button handy?
Oh, it might have happened a few times. It was always the other guys, not me, so I would tell them not to, tell them to watch that. And you had to watch, too, what you did because you got the fans right on top of you so they can, your sideline, they can hear everything you're saying and doing, so you had to be careful.
So if I got this right, your record here over the years, 77 and 64, that's a few years on the sideline.
Yeah, we 15. I had the longest tenure of any coach in the history of Falls. Terry Ross had 14, and in the history of Falls, no other coach went over 6 years.
Right.
And so between the two of us, we had 29 years, and it was exciting.
And with a record like that, you obviously had some really good years in there. Some special memories for you. What years do you remember the best or most fondly?
Well, you remember all. I mean, and we won the league championship 6 times, and finished second 7 times. So it was only like 2 years we were not in contention.
Right.
We just had some great games here, and one of the games that was, ironically, with Barberton being here when we played over at Barberton, and my dear friend Tim Flossie was the head coach. And that was built up between me and him and all that stuff.
Right.
And we were down 28-7 at half and came back and won 31-28 in overtime. So that was a very, very exciting game for us.
Yeah, I think Chris was on that staff, if I'm not mistaken. Were you on that staff? You're not hearing us, are you? Yeah, that's what he's talking about. Yeah, it's a very young man at the time.
Yeah,
He's
Timmy
aged
was,
remarkably.
And I had people, because that was the big game build-up, and everybody was asking me about, well, you're going to play Tim Floss. I said, listen, do I want to beat Barberton? Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have no desire to beat Tim Floss. So you guys don't understand what we've been through over the years.
Yeah, and boy, do we miss him. So it's been a while. I mean, you had a lot of success here. In terms of consistent success, it's been a while. Do you feel like the move to the new stadium energizes the program at all and maybe helps build that thing back up to where it was when you were here?
Well, I'm hoping it does.
Yeah.
I really don't know because I'm not, obviously in the school every day, know what's going on and don't know the kids and stuff. But I would sure hope it would do something because they need to get back going in the right direction again.
So I think the last time you and I talked and I saw you was in Joel Morgan's office at Woodridge. Is that where you ultimately ended up retiring from Woodridge? Or?
I retired from Woodridge. When I left Cuyahoga Falls, I went to Stowe for 5 years, assistant principal, and then I went to Woodridge my last 2 years, assistant principal and athletic director.
Okay. And you had the beautiful daughter of Bernie Factor working for you there at Woodridge, right?
Yeah,
It's hard to believe how beautiful she is knowing Bernie.
Well, thank God the mom was better looking than Bernie.
We had to get a dig in, Bernie. If you're listening to this, I apologize, and please don't hurt me. Hey, Don, thanks so much for coming up. What better person to talk to than a guy who did have a lot of success here at Clifford Stadium. And we hope maybe we'll see you in a few weeks over at Lambert Field. I don't know if you have plans to be there, but
for sure.
But if you do, please come back up and join us, would you?
Well, I appreciate this. It was very nice of you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. Nice
That's Don
seeing
Ross,
you.
Former coach here at Cuyahoga Falls High School. We'll take this break, and we'll be back to take a look at first half statistics. Thank you.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, I'll get around to it someday, Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Or if you're in retirement and want a second opinion, let's talk. Edward Jones financial advisor Vince Rosnack can help. Stop by or call Vince today at 234-571-9913 to set an appointment. Or stop by the office at 529 Canton Road in Ellett, across from Eastgate Plaza.
She's a band parent. You want to interview
Okay.
her?
We're back here at Cuyahoga Falls High School, and at halftime, it's the visiting Barberton Magics leading the Black Tigers 21-0. We're being treated to a great band show by the infamous Cuyahoga Falls Marching Tiger Band, and I'm probably getting that wrong, but I think I'm close. Some of these bands have special names, right, Roger? Like the Marching 110 down at OU. Okay. Can't really hear you, Roger, but the clock is stopped here at halftime because we did have that 10-minute presentation about Clifford Stadium and honoring folks who were involved on putting this together tonight. Yeah. So, yeah, I thought we had another guest, and it looks like we're going to have time to talk to him. So if we can get him over here. And
I can give stats if you want to. Wait, if you want, Ron.
Yeah,
okay.
Please.
So real quick here, if we get our next guest, fine. So as you can well imagine, first half stats were dominated by Barberton. Real quick here, over 180 yards rushing. Angelo Gatto with 140 yards himself. The majority of the other yards were by the quarterback, Lauk. And then an additional 53 yards passing. Three TDs, 2 rushing by Lauk, 1 by Varner. And then Cuyahoga Falls totaled 80 yards rushing and another 15 yards passing. So with that, I'm going to pass it over to
let's take this quick opportunity to hear from Edward Jones, and we'll be right back to talk to the Beacon Journal's Michael Bevan.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Or if you're in retirement and want a second opinion, let's talk. Edward Jones financial advisor Vince Rosnack can help. Stop by or call Vince today at 234-571-9913 to set an appointment. Or stop by the office at 529 Canton Road in Ellett, across from Eastgate Plaza.
Hear me? Yeah. Back at Clifford Stadium, Ron Whitmer along with Chris Canova. Tonight's halftime performance by the Cuyahoga Falls Marching Band underway. They trail the Barberton Magics 21-0 here at halftime. And boy, we're moving them in and moving them out tonight. What a great night. What a fun atmosphere, except for the score on the board for the Black Tiger fans. But they got another half to go and certainly have moved the ball enough to believe that they can get back in this. But right now we're really excited and pleased to be joined by Michael Bevan, writer from the Akron Beacon Journal. And Michael, I am always one who tries not to take advantage of other people's research. So you had a great article about Clifford Stadium in the we're good in the paper this morning, and rather than spew off a lot of the interesting stories and claim them for my own, I thought he's right here in the press box, so let's see if Michael will join us. So you had all kinds of interesting things to read about this stadium, the history that goes back to, and I'm probably already butchering your research, but back into the 1923 era for the field, and then the stadium 1940. So what are some of the favorite things that you learned when you were taking that deep dive in to write your article for this morning and to get ready for tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean, it was just a lot of conversations. Kenny Johnson, the athletic director here at Cuyahoga Falls, was a great resource. Kevin Pass, the current coach, talking to my bosses, my coworkers. And growing up in Akron, I'm from Akron, Ohio. I went to Firestone High School, so I actually came to this field when I was a little kid and saw some games when Firestone played Cuyahoga Falls. But it was really interesting to look back. Some of the stuff I knew and a lot of it I didn't, with all those NFL players that came through here, college All-Americans, Pro Football Hall of Famers. It was really fascinating to see all these different names that you would hear about, and they played here. And, you know, like you said, this stadium, I believe they said they started playing on this plot of grass in like 1923, and the stadium in 1940. And I didn't know much about Mr. Clifford. I to be honest, had never heard of the Doodle Bug. And reading about that was fascinating.
Can you fill that in for us a little bit?
Yeah, there was a bad, obviously a tragic train accident where Mr. Clifford was, I believe, one of 43 people that passed, or 44.
Right.
And I think it was 43 people passed, 3 survived. They were in this small little old school train, and they ran into a freight train. And just reading about how they were coming, I think, from Hudson to Akron, I want to say. And this train that hit them was on the same track, and it was coming from either Columbus or Cleveland, I forget.
Right.
But just reading about that was kind of fascinating. I'd never heard of that. And you take it for granted, like the names of these stadiums. You're just like, okay, it's Clifford Stadium. It must be named after some guy who was influential in that community, right?
Yeah.
So it was really interesting to read about that. And then just getting back to the football aspect, just reading about some of the old school Cuyahoga Falls teams. And I'd never heard of the Trolley League and some of these leagues they had played in.
Yeah.
I always just associated them with like the Western Reserve Conference or the NOC or the Suburban League. So that was kind of interesting. And just looking back at when Coach Ross, the 2 Coach Rosses were here, they had a lot of success. And then unfortunately here the last few years they've struggled. So.
Yeah. And it's funny, the one league that you left out, because you're way, way younger than me, that I go back to as a kid, was the Metro.
The Metro,
League.
yeah, right.
And the Metro League, ironically, a totally different league, but after this season, both basketball and football, all their teams,
a new Metro.
Falls will be moving into the Metro Athletic Conference. So it's kind of a 360 deal in that respect for the Falls. And I think, though nobody wants to diminish the Metro Athletic Conference, I think for Talmadge, the Falls, and Kent Roosevelt, it's an opportunity to play against more schools closer to them in size. I know I have coached at Talmadge before, so I know even though they're nearly always competitive, they always felt like we're getting beat upon by schools quite a bit bigger than
the
us.
enrollment.
And I would assume the Falls, which used to be one of the biggest schools in the area.
Look at the stadium.
Right?
Yeah.
And is now not so. It's probably going to be a better fit and give Coach Pass and his team maybe a little better chance to compete on a somewhat more level playing field. So that's the hope, at least, right?
Yeah, that's the hope. I think not just with football, but across the board athletically in all sports. You're looking at a school that used to graduate like over 1,000 people.
It's crazy.
And, I mean, those days are long gone. I mean, they're graduating, I think, like 300, which is still a pretty nice-sized school.
Sure it is.
But to your point, they are playing against schools that are a touch bigger than them. And I think there's a lot of excitement, hopefully, for Cuyahoga Falls with the fact they're moving into a brand-new school and a new stadium. It's massive. I mean, I'm sure you've seen it.
Yeah.
So, hopefully that will help with their numbers, because they do lose a lot of kids to other schools.
And Fifth Dimension Radio will be there on October 3rd to broadcast the first game from that stadium. I'm an old basketball guy, a very old basketball guy, and I'm looking out the window here as Michael and I speak, and I'm seeing the Black Tigers painted on the side of the basketball arena here, which in my childhood, and it's still a big place to play, right?
It's a huge
But when you're
gymnasium.
a little kid, you think you're like in a professional facility. And, I know they batted back and forth what they're going to do with that when everything moves over to the new school. But from my perspective, boy, I'd hate to see that go by the boards.
Oh,
just
it's classic.
Because it is.
Yeah.
That's the exact
it's
right
a classic
word.
gym. I mean, growing up, this gym here at Cuyahoga Falls, Firestone's gym, Copley's gym, all big gyms, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, as a kid, I got to go to a lot of games at those schools and at Buchtel and Hoban and so forth. And to see the different sizes of gyms, and you see this is a massive facility that used to be rocking.
And if I'm not mistaken about my history, if you want to write another article about a stadium as we get into basketball season,
we'll probably be
Coach
doing
Bobby
that.
Knight coached in that building.
Yeah, he was a JV coach, right?
Yeah. So a lot of history in there too.
Yeah.
So hey, Michael, thanks so much for coming over, and Are you going to be out at the Lambert on the first game? Don't know that yet?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, if you are, please
I'll look
step
for
up
you.
and say hi.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for being here.
Nice talking with you guys. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's take this last break, and we'll be back to get the second half started here from Clifford Stadium at Cuyahoga Falls High School. First one.
You're listening to the Sports Special on Fifth Dimension Radio.
That's good. Where's Chris? I don't think we have time. We only got 2 minutes. Back here at Clifford Stadium, and that'll be one of the final times we'll be able to say that. Here for the second half, the Falls Black Tigers trail 21-0, and we've got just a couple minutes before we get started here again. Chris, but to me the story of the night's been Barberton on the ground, just having their way up front. Gatto making some unbelievable cuts. He had big yardage up the middle, but he also bounced it outside several times. Actually had one of his, if not his biggest run call back by a penalty. So on the ground at least, it's been Barberton's night. They've thrown a little bit just to keep everybody honest. But at halftime at least, they're pretty much dominating offensively. But they have a small squad, as we enumerated a couple of weeks ago. Many of their guys are playing both ways, so the key for them is can they maintain the fortitude, the physicality that they showed in the first half. And if they can, I think they're going to be okay.
I think you're right, Ron. And they haven't won yet this year, right? They have
not. This will be big for them. And Coach Gatto didn't want to blow it up too big, but you could tell he knew that it was time for a win. He felt like his kids knew that it was time for a win, and so far they're showing that.
They are, and hopefully that that motivates them to keep their energy up. Because I'll tell you this, from my perspective, I thought energy-wise, play-wise, Cuyahoga Falls dominated that last 5-7 minutes of the first half, and I know that probably excited Coach Pask. I'm sure he talked to the boys about that at halftime, and that's what he probably built on moving into the second half of play. Cuyahoga Falls is receiving the ball, and let's see if they come out with that same energy.
So it'll be Gates to kick it off for the Magics. Ball spotted on the 40. He approaches. Kick is away. It's a deep kick this time. Back near the end zone and into the end zone. Boy, Gates really got into that one for the touchback. And the Falls will take over 1st and 10 on their own 20. We'll keep it right here as we reflect just a little bit on what we saw at halftime. And I know we had a lot of guests up here, Chris, and that was awesome. But, some of the things that kind of maybe got missed in that were both bands put on excellent shows. And I know you can normally hear a little bit of that in the background, but high school bands are what makes Friday nights so special beyond just the football. And we were pleased to see that performance. So it looks like it's still going to be Mustafa at quarterback and Coleman behind him in the backfield for the Black Tigers. 1st and 10 from their own 20. Mustafa under center. He'll hand it to Coleman. He's trying to bounce it outside, but no go. He's met by a host of Magic tacklers, and at the bottom of the pile trying to pick up here, looks like 55, and that's Varner.
Looks like the Magic's new made a slight adjustment there, kind of like a read defense by that edge linebacker. Nice job.
So it's 2nd and 10. Falls trying to get something going. They have a few times tonight, but have both times shot themselves in the foot with some costly penalties. So let's see what they can put together here. Still a single setback. That's Coleman behind Mustafa. He'll take the handoff again, and again is nowhere to go. He's met by, once again, Varner, and Varner's helped out there by 32 for the Magics.
So
and that's Micah McWilliams.
I think what they were doing the first half is they were just, kind of crashing those ends down, Ron. And now they're just kind of sitting 1 yard deep, right? And they're reading, and they're just not letting him go side to side, making him work a little harder.
So is that an adjustment the coaching staff most likely made at halftime, Chris?
You would think so, yeah.
Mustafa, 3rd and 10. Drops the pass this time, rolling in the near side. He has a man open along the sidelines, but it's ruled out of bounds. So The catch was made by Dominic DeRita, but he's ruled out of bounds, bringing up a 4th and 10 from the Falls 20.
Rolled out. Nice little throw there. Just receiver couldn't stay in bounds.
So it'll be Elijah Hayes to punt for the Black Tigers. And to run it back right in front of us so we can't see the number on the front or the back. It may be Reynolds. He was running him back earlier. Punts away, a nice punt, high punt, end over end, taking it to 50. It is Reynolds across the 45 to the 40, just inside the 40. They're probably going to mark it right at the 40, so it'll be 1st and 10 Barberton from the Falls 40-yard line. Nice run back that time by Vernon Reynolds. Reynolds is a 5'7" sophomore, 145 pounds. So as we mentioned, I mean, Falls, all kinds of young talent on the field, and Barberton pretty much the same thing. We saw that in week 2 when we had them.
Yeah, you're right.
Chris, my view is some of these young guys are definitely playing a little more like veterans here tonight. Now I know it's a different team. This is not Stowe on the other side of the ball from them, but some of these guys have definitely upped their game in just the 2 weeks since we last saw them.
They're playing more mature. They're you know, there are still those penalties, but even so, I think that
Lauk's rolling to the near side, throws a little overthrown that time, looking for Reynolds on the near side. We'll bring up 2nd and 10. Chris, go ahead.
I think you can see they're finding out what they're good at, and that's what they're going with, right? They're able to control the line of scrimmage. They're not trying to do too much, and it's making a difference in this game, right?
Yeah, I think you're spot on. That's exactly what's happening here. Throwing just enough to make sure everybody's involved, to keep the Falls front honest, but just running the ball right at him. Back into a little bit of that power backfield. Varner, the up back, fake to him, give to Gatto across the 40 and taken out of bounds.
And who was that?
About
56?
the 35.
Was that 55 or 56, Ron?
55, Varner.
Yes, you, young man, you deserve to do what you that was a fantastic pancake block that got him, what, an extra 5-7 yards? What a block, 55. He's not on my sheet, but wow.
55 is Rico Varner, that big up back and also linebacker.
Fantastic pancake block.
Tuttle on that last tackle for the Black Tiger. 3rd down at about 5. Handoff to Gatto, near side. He's got room along the sideline, gets across the 30, the 25, down to about the 22, and picks up the 1st down for the Magics. They're on the move once again. Okay, I'm about to jinx a young man, Chris, so I should be punished for this if it happens. But I like our chances of a non-quarterback taking that Cambria's Bistro Player of the Game award tonight.
And guess what?
I won't get out of the press box if that doesn't happen, I'm sure.
And when he wins it, he's going to get a purple Game of the shirt.
How about that?
Yeah.
Well, that's the brilliance of our leader, Bob
right.
Fritz. He knew what was happening.
That's right.
So power backfield. Gatto deep behind Varner. Lauk, the quarterback, under center. Turns and hands to Gatto again. He'll get around the near side, pick up about 5 again, just inside the 20-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and about 5. Chris, I believe I heard you say Gatto had about 140 on the ground in the first half. So
yeah, I have him at 156 right now.
Yeah, he's certainly got a chance, depending on whether the coach wants to rest him here as the game gets into the 4th quarter, to go over 200 yards.
With this angle, it's tough. I know 156 is not exact, but I mean,
yeah.
I'm probably cutting. He probably has more than that, frankly.
So I have a question about that when we get another opportunity here. Lauk under center. This time fakes to Gatto. He's looking in the end zone. Wide open is number 32 for the Magics, Micah McWilliams, who's playing good ball on both sides of the line of scrimmage. Catches that touchdown. And the Magics are all up 27 to nothing.
I missed that. Who caught that, Ron?
Micah McWilliams, the linebacker. 27-0. Leary on for the Magics to attempt the extra point. 7:51 remaining, third quarter. Here at Clifford Stadium on a historic night. Spot, kick is up and right down the middle. Leary having a big night. And it's Barberton 28, Cuyahoga Falls nothing. 7:51 remaining, second quarter. Let's take this 30-second timeout.
Jobs for Ohio's Graduates, JOG for short, is a workforce readiness nonprofit covering Northeast Ohio, including Ashland, Medina, Stark, Summit, and Trumbull counties, helping youth ages 14 to 24 and adults complete their education, develop soft skills, and start their careers. To make this possible, we need people like you to support the next generation of the workforce and partner with JOG today. Go to jogworks.org, JOGWORKS.org for more ways to mentor and hire JOG participants, attend events, and more.
Back at Clifford Stadium, the field here seeing its 102nd year of play, and I'm going to guess this is not the same turf or the same soil from way back in 1923, but the site is the same. And I certainly feel lucky to be here tonight. We want to thank Kenny Johnson and all the fine folks at Cuyahoga Falls that let us experience this. For the Falls fans, let's hope we can see some offense here. The kick is again deep into the end zone by Gates. So the Black Tigers will start with the ball on their own 20 and would like to get something going here offensively. Down 4 scores, 4 touchdowns at 7:51 of the third quarter. Chris, how you liking the helmets tonight? I haven't heard any helmet comments.
Well, I love these. We've seen these helmets before.
Yeah, they're beautiful. We have. So since that is kind of becoming our thing, because I won't shut up about it. How do we feel about the Falls helmets?
They're classic.
Classic. It's a good word.
I've never known them not to have those helmets. We got to ask Bob, because he opened this field in 1923. If they had different helmets in 1923.
And ladies and gentlemen, another historic event is about to happen soon. Chris Canova's last broadcast.
Last broadcast that I am going to have here tonight.
Mustafa, actually it looks like we may have a new quarterback in for the Falls. He dumps it over the middle and it lands harmlessly, bringing up a 2nd and 10. Let's see if I read that right.
So here's the deal with this: the passing plays here from where I'm sitting or standing, I should say. I'd like them to throw something so this kid experiences some success. He's just not experiencing much success. You gotta put some positive thoughts in his head. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 incompletes in a row.
Yeah, and there is a new quarterback in there. That is Jaden Weirs now in at quarterback for the Falls. He's under center, 2nd and 10. Weirs flips it outside to Coleman, who's got a pickup of about 6, maybe 7. Actually, they're going to give him 8, so a nice run of 8 yards for Coleman.
So Coleman has over 80 yards rushing. He probably has another, what do you think, Ron? Probably 50 yards called back in penalty?
Yeah, very likely. He's just 5'7", but quick as lightning. Strong young man, just a sophomore. So again, another Black Tiger who has a rosy future. Quarterback, hands up the middle to Coleman. Not much there this time. It looks like he'll be stopped in the backfield, bringing up a 4th and 3 for the Falls. Let's see if they punt it away or if they go for it. And we got a timeout. Got an injury, and it looks like number 20 for Barberton. Logan Cunningham. He's down on one knee. 6:48 remaining. Falls, it is Cunningham. Falls trails 28-0. Let's take another 30-second timeout, and we'll be right back.
Horse racing is a great sport, and now you can have a horse in the race. Own a little and love it a lot. TheStable.ca is an award-winning horse ownership experience. Purchase as little as 1% of a racehorse and pay a set monthly fee. No surprises, modest investment, low risk, and completely accessible and transparent operations. TheStable.ca offers a unique, engaging racehorse ownership experience and features great customer service and consistent updates about your horse. Our innovative video production team tracks your horse's training progress, and clients are encouraged to visit the horses at any time. TheStable.ca is right for harness racing, and if you want to have a horse in the race, it's right for you too. For more information about The Stable, email Anthony at thestable.ca or call 519-400-4263.
So Falls going for it here on 4th down. Pitch to Coleman, running to the near side, and he's tackled for a loss in the backfield. Magics, it looked like maybe Thompson on the tackle that time. Have to see.
38.
Actually, his number's 0. So I don't have a 0 on my list. At any rate, whoever it was, great pursuit in the backfield. And that'll bring up a change of possession, 1st down for the Magics.
You know, give them credit, Ron, right? I mean, they're not quitting. They're going hard. And the play call side to side against a team that's like a lot faster than them. Maybe not the wisest thing, but I gave them credit for going for it.
Yeah, actually, I think it was number 8, Vernon Reynolds, who made that tackle in the backfield. Excellent play. So Hanlon back in at quarterback. He's under center. He'll hand off to Gatto. He's got a little hole in the middle. Give him about 3 or 4 on the pickup. Should take the ball inside the 20 to about the 19. So we'll give him 4, bring up 2nd down, 6. 6:17 remaining, 3rd quarter. So please, folks, stay with us. I know it's been a long night. Stay with us for the always exciting player of the game announcement in our post-game show presented by Cambria Sweet, or Cambria. Hang on. Handoff by Hanlon to Gatto, running near side, out of bounds, and with that angle, can't tell if he got it. It looks like they're spotting it for the 1st down.
Looks like it is.
At the 14. So it's the Cambria Bistro. They probably wouldn't appreciate me telling them that they have suites there coming, looking for an overnight stay. Yeah. You know, can we get sued for misstatements like that, Bob? If we can, sue the owner, not the announcer. The announcer's old.
We're really giving it to Bob tonight, man.
Yeah, I know. He's not going to stand next to the announcer again.
He's doing play-by-play in color next week.
And please don't sue the owner. We'll all be out of work. Hanlon, handoff to Gatto, again to the near side, inside the 10. Nice spin move, but he may have stepped out of bounds at about the 7. And if he did, that would bring up a 2nd down.
So they did not give him the 1st down there. I don't know what's going on here, Ron.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay, they're going to call it 1st and goal now. So.
Okay.
Ball sitting right on the 10-yard line. Barberton leads 28-0. They're on the Falls 10, 1st and goal.
That was weird.
Hanlon And we have a whistle before the snap. A timeout by the Falls. So Cuyahoga Falls has taken a timeout here in the third quarter, 5:48 remaining, and we're all paid up for the third quarter.
So, I mean, let me say this about the Barberton. You know, we talked at halftime. I think it was you that mentioned it. Last time we saw them, they came out. They looked a little tired. We just wondered if they were going to come out, show some energy, you know, keep control of this game. They have, as a matter of fact, they've, you know, really taken over. And we were talking while we were on the last break, and I think Bob counted, and they have 38, 40 young men on the field, really playing hard. Coach Gatto was mentioned before the game that, you know, these young men have started to really, you know, commit during practice, and that's not easy to do when you're 0-3. So let's give them some credit.
And some credit also to Coach Gatto, because he, like many head coaches who have their sons playing for them, I think purposely don't overstate their son's accomplishments.
He's never mentioned them to us.
Right. And it's not because he's not proud of them, but he wants his team to know everybody matters. But Angelo Gatto has had an outstanding night, and he's in the backfield now behind Varner, takes the handoff, but he's tripped up in the backfield this time. A nice tackle by Giovanni Tuttle, who's really stepped up here in the second half. Bringing up now a second down and goal. And the ball just outside the 10 for a 1-yard loss that time. Trying to see if it looks like Barberton is getting some fresh bodies in there. I see 14 Reggie Wyatt's in at wide receiver. Haven't called his name. He's going to be wide to the right. And coming on late into the huddle is 52, Zach Harmon.
Well, he's only the center, so that kind of helps.
Absolutely. Kind of need that guy, so we'll wait. Hanlon, hands off to Gatto to the near side. Flag on the play. He's out of bounds about the 4-yard line. Chris, it looked like a little confusion there before the snap. Maybe a procedure call here. What do we got?
Yes. Center ran on late. I think they didn't have enough men on the line of scrimmage.
Okay, so we have
they had twins left, twins right, but
yeah,
I don't think
that's exactly the call.
I don't think they had good enough.
Yeah, illegal formation is the call. That'll cost them 5. It'll bring up second down goal from the 12-yard line. So you see a few new bodies on the field, and that normally can lead to some timing issues initially.
Now, remind me to give me this other thought that has nothing to do with the game in a second.
Okay. Handoff to Gatto. He's going to run wide to the far side, pointing out to his blockers who to hit. He's down near the goal line. Did he get across? He did. Wow. Angelo Gatto with a 12-yard run. Another magic touchdown. They take the lead 34-0, and just building upon an already big night. Angelo Gatto, he looked almost like a quarterback that time. He's pointing out, you go here, you block him.
Yeah, I get it. He has a second gear, though, doesn't he, Ron?
He does.
He hit it, boom, gone. But as he was jetting towards that sideline, he's heading towards the cheerleaders. Now, when I say cheerleaders, how many cheerleaders are on that sideline? More than there are Barberton football players.
I think you're right. Leary on for the extra point. And it's up and good. That makes the score Barberton 35, Cuyahoga Falls 0. And that is a lot of cheerleaders.
It's a lot.
But I tell you what, I don't think we're going to see more cheerleaders than we saw last week at Talmadge. I had never seen so many cheerleaders in my life. And what a, you know what? Hey, here's an opportunity. You get a game like this, you got to talk about a lot of different things, right?
That's right.
Let's talk about some cheerleaders, because it's not the cheerleaders of our day. Not that we didn't
Right.
have fabulous cheerleaders, but these ladies, mostly ladies, they work so hard. They're in competitions, many of them. And that's, I think, Chris, why you see so many more. It's become a sport rather than just a cheer squad. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
And I might have misidentified them. That might be the dance team.
Yeah, I'm always confused by what's the dance team and what's the cheerleaders. And here I find a little fun fact. I was at the Kent State game a couple of weekends ago. They have 2 full squads of cheerleaders. They have so many that the cheerleaders can only cheer every other week, every other home game. So how about that?
Now that's a cheer squad.
There you go. That's some spirit.
So I am going to have to check with Michael Bevan from the Beacon Journal here, because I have 180 yards for Angelo Gatto rushing the football. I have another 30 yards in receptions.
There's our kickoff from Gates, and it goes out of bounds just in front of the pylon at the goal line. That'll be a penalty and bring the ball out to 35. Chris, that reminds me. So I have a question for you. It goes clear back early in the first quarter. So Gatto ran the ball for like a 48-yard touchdown. Flag on the play, but I forget, personal foul, unsportsmanlike, whatever it was assessed from the end of the run. So in terms of yardage, what does Gatto get credit for on that?
I gave him credit for, now that's a really good question. I gave him credit for 40 yards.
40 yards, okay.
I gave him credit to the point of the spot.
And give me credit for my first really good question of the year.
I don't know that I was right.
Well, we're going to find that out.
Okay.
In fact, I'm putting you on that during the next commercial break. I'm sure Michael Bevan from the Beacon probably knows that. And if not, one of the coaches up here will certainly know it. So, 1st and 10. Black Tigers have the ball at the 40-yard line after the penalty. Fake handoff, and then the give up the middle to 20, who is across midfield. And again, number 20 for the Falls is Amir Haynes. Tackle by number 27 for Barberton, Elijah Severson.
Nice little run there. Little cross action.
And I take that back. That's Logan Cunningham. 1st down 10. Pass into the flats, falls harmlessly way over the head of the intended target, who was Wasim Mustafa, who's now playing some wide receiver, as Jaden Weirs is the quarterback.
You know, it looks like Cuyahoga Falls has some athletes. Barberton's getting all the pressure they want right up the gut, which is causing all kinds of havoc.
Weirs under center, Warner in the backfield. Weirs sprinting to the near side, has a man open, hits him in the hands, but a great defensive effort that time by Terrian Bailey on the pass defense for the Magics. And unfortunately for Bailey, he may have rolled an ankle a bit. He's a little ginger on it, but I think he's going to stay in there. So a nice play on what otherwise probably was going to be a 1st down for the Black Tigers. Instead, it's 3rd and 10.
That was one of the better defensive plays we've seen tonight. Great play by number 7.
Yes. And Bailey comes to the near side.
You know, we don't see quarter.
I'm sorry, Chris.
What's
but
that?
Angelo Gatto just gave a big response to something down below, so we'll see what it was. Into the backfield is the Barberton defensive front. We got a tackle by 2 Magics. Braden Lauk was in there from his DB position, along with Jamar McCray.
So the Magics are feeling it. They're bringing, you know, they're just at this point in the game overpowering Cuyahoga Falls. And, you know, the Tigers are just kind of, I can't do anything to stop it. Now, we didn't mention this, but it is a running clock, so time is moving pretty fast. A minute to go in the third quarter.
The marker on the field says 4th down. Scoreboard says 3rd down. 16 to go. The screen pass is dropped over the middle by Madden Horner. And I believe it was 4th down. So turning it over on downs at their own 47-yard line is Falls. And that'll bring the Barberton Magics back on the field. As Chris said, with a running clock here right at the tail end of the third quarter, 46 seconds remaining. The Magics lead 35-0. So next week, I'm calling this one the Backyard Brawl. Schools that are about 2 miles from each other. That Bob Fritz said he used to go to the games at Ellett and could see the lights from Mogador Stadium. So that's how close these schools are. They played for the first time either in forever or ever last year. I got a chance to see that game. It was very entertaining. Mogador pulled away late. So very interested to see what happens next week. For me, alma mater for both schools, but especially graduated from Mogador. So we'll have fun, and Bob and I will tease each other endlessly all night next week from Mogador.
Got a new tailback in for Barberton, Jalen Posey.
Hanlon, the quarterback, chased out of the pocket, throws over the middle. Looks like it's caught just short of the first down. And it's caught by number 9, Noah Wright. So Wright, kind of the forgotten man since the first half, catches his first here in the second half for 9 yards, brings up a 2nd down 1. And that's the end of the third quarter with a score, the Barberton Magics 35, the Cuyahoga Falls Black Tigers 0. Let's take this 30-second timeout.
If your saving for retirement approach involves the phrase, "I'll get around to it someday," Edward Jones can help. When it comes to meeting your goals, time can be on your side, and there's no better time than now to get started toward your retirement goals. Or if you're in retirement and want a second opinion, let's talk. Edward Jones financial advisor Vince Rosnack can help. Stop by or call Vince today at 234-571-9913 to set an appointment. Or stop by the office at 529 Canton Road in Ellett, across from Eastgate Plaza.
Back to Cuyahoga Falls High School, Clifford Stadium for the last game from Clifford Stadium, historic Clifford Stadium. And what was a full bleacher on the far side for the Falls is thinned out a bit, but there are a lot of faithful hanging in there, hoping to see their Black Tigers step up here. Handoff on 2nd and short is to number 27 for the Magics, and that's Jalen Posey, the running back. He picks up the first down. The ball will be spotted at the 34. 1st and 10 Magics.
So piggyback on your comments about next week's game, high school friend of mine, Bob Sachs, is the head coach at Ellett now, and excited to interview him next week.
Absolutely. Handoff from Hanlon to Posey again, and right there in the backfield to meet him for a loss of 2. Looked like the tackle that time by 54 for the Black Tigers. That's Vincent Lambus. So a nice tackle by Lambus, who got off the line quickly into the backfield. Going to be a loss of 3 yards. 2nd down, 13. Ball on the 42-yard line of the Falls. Hanlon takes a snap, looks deep this time.
Deep.
The ball is overthrown on the near side. The pass intended for Reggie Wyatt falls harmlessly out of bounds. It'll bring up 3rd and 13.
Why we have these, and this time's going to go pretty quick here, but some Hall of Famers and Pro Bowlers that played here last night here at Clifford Stadium. Len Dawson played here.
Wow.
Yeah, how about that? Dante Lavelli, Pro Football Hall of Famer.
Unbelievable.
Former Hudson grad.
Snap to Hanlon. Give to Posey. Hit again quickly behind the line of scrimmage. He falls across the line of scrimmage for a gain of about 1. It'll bring up 4th and 11. Down at the bottom of the pile, looks like 21 for the Black Tigers. Angelo Capretta with the tackle.
We're doing a field goal here from the ball's being placed at the 35-yard line, just almost a 36. But they're going to try a field goal, which is going to make this a 52-yarder.
This is Gates, who handles the kickoff and the punting. Gatto running on late for the Magics. 52-yard attempt by Gates. He's got the leg. If he can split the uprights, he gets into it. A lot of leg, but I think it's going to go just short and to the left. But a valiant attempt, Chris.
I like it.
Did not miss by much, and why not? You got to find out what you got, right? That might be a kick that could win the game later here in the season. So great choice. I think both of us agree by Coach Gatto that time. And Gates with a beautiful kick. Just a little short and just a little bit wide to the left. Gates is a senior, one of the few seniors, 6'2", 185, punter and kicker. So I want to remind you, we have the post-game show. Cambria Bistro will sponsor our player of the game, and we'll leave you just with a little bit of mystery, but I don't think it's a very little bit of mystery. Something weird would have to happen to change who's in my mind. 8:02, clock running. Barberton leads 35-0. And Falls with the ball on the 20. The referees want to talk this over. Why? Coaches on the Barberton side are yelling at their guys. Looks like they have the right amount of guys out there. So a lot of discussion. Could this have anything, Chris, to do with the missed field goal? Yeah, I don't think so, right? It's spotted on the 20.
It's a touchback, so they're on the 20.
Whatever it is, they've sorted it out, and it'll be Falls 1st and 10 from their own 20. Back to pass and drop that time. Weirs hit number 10, Mason Maxwell. I'm sorry, not Mason Maxwell. Tony Bryant in the hands. He couldn't hold on. Falls to the ground. One of the defenders for Barberton did have a chance to grab it, but wasn't able to pull it in.
So number 10 almost had it, and he may have had it, but number 17 from his own team ran into him.
Well, does he get credit for not a tackle?
I don't think
it's
a tackle.
It. No, can't be a tackle. He didn't catch it. Weirs takes the snap, drops back, looking to pass. Under pressure, over the middle, he's got a man open for the first down across the 30. He breaks free to 35 to the 40, wrestled down at the 41-yard line. The catch is made by number 8 for the Falls. And that's Giovanni Tuttle once again, playing both ways tonight. Great run by Tuttle after the catch.
That was a beautiful throw.
Ball on the 41, 1st and 10. Weirs back to pass over the middle, again in the hands, but a tough opportunity that time for Wasim Mustafa, the gentleman that started the game at quarterback. He went high in the air, got hit, and wasn't able to hold on. That'll bring up 2nd and 10. I think the hit that time, I looked away, was by, I don't have a 17, so I'm not sure who that is.
Yeah, that might have been number...
Could have been
13?
13, yeah. 13 would be Cash McKinney. Pass this time into the flat, taken down and near the first down after the run after catch. And we got we have an official down.
That's not good.
near the play but not in the play. He's grabbing for the leg right away. This doesn't look real good from the get-go here. So we got a timeout on the field. Chris, did you pick up the receiver? Because my eyes immediately went to the referee that went down.
I didn't. I thought it was.
It kind of looked like Coleman, who was out on the field.
Yeah.
Zach Coleman, the running back. So
I was going to say number 10, but it might have been number 1.
Well, 10 would make more sense. That's Tony Bryant. Although Madden Horner also a wide receiver. Tony Bryant's the tight end. The official is up. And looks like he's going to gut it out. So nice job by the official. He's limping a little bit. He's actually heading towards the sideline. So maybe.
Might have been 17 as well.
Maybe he is going to leave. I mean, with 5:44 remaining in fourth quarter in a 35-0 game, Chris, I think his fellow officials are saying, yeah, no sense pushing this here, right? Let's not extend the energy. We need, just like players, we need the officials to be in good condition at game time. So hopefully, I don't know the gentleman. He's taking a look at his knee, and the trainer's going to head over and help him out. So he looks like he'll be all right. Weir's rolling to the right this time. Looks deep. Nice deep ball. He's got a man, and it's caught inside the 10, inside the 5, and a beautiful throw and catch. The catch is by number 11, Jordan Luster.
You know, I think that's who caught the ball last time, Ron.
Yeah, it may well have been. Beautiful both pitch and catches, they like to say, right, Chris?
Mm-hmm.
Right on the numbers. Big, strong arm from Weirs. And, wow. He's the senior, 6'1", 200, and showed a cannon on that one right on the money. So inside the 5-yard line, the Black Tigers trying to get on the board here. 4:38 remaining, fourth quarter. Weirs calls the signals, pitch to Coleman. He's heading for the pylon, and he's inside. Touchdown. Cuyahoga Falls Black Tigers get on the board here in the fourth quarter. A run by Zachary Coleman puts the Tigers on the board. They trail 35-6, 4:26 remaining in the fourth quarter. So it should be, and it is, Elijah Hayes will come on to attempt the extra point. The holder is Wasim Mustafa. Late man coming on the field for the Falls. Thalen Brooks. Snap, spot, bad snap. Brooks rolls, throws it to Gatto near the goal line, but he stopped short. A nice defensive effort that time by Posey for the Magic. So they'll deny them the extra point. 4:26 remaining, fourth quarter. It's Barberton 35, Cuyahoga Falls 6. Let's take this 30-second timeout.
Jobs for Ohio's Graduates, JOG for short, is a workforce readiness nonprofit covering Northeast Ohio, including Ashland, Medina, Stark, Summit, and Trumbull counties, helping youth ages 14 to 24 and adults complete their education, develop soft skills, and start their careers. To make this possible, we need people like you to support the next generation of the workforce and partner with JOG today. Go to jogworks.org, jogworks.org, for more ways to mentor and hire JOG participants, attend events, and more.
Fans, if you want to keep up with Northeast Ohio sports, high school, college, and pros, Fifth Dimension Radio's weekly sports talk show, 10 Cent Beer Night, is the place to be. Join host Seth Lepaki and Fifth Dimension Radio owner Bob Fritz every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock as they examine the ups and downs of the previous week in area sports. That's 10 Cent Beer Night on Fifth Dimension Radio's YouTube page.
Well, that was a nice pass by the quarterback. Great catch by that young man. And way to punch it in there. No quitting these Tigers.
Yep, and Hayes will approach, kicks it near side. Looks like it's going to squib out of bounds again. I think he was looking for that dead area there, but again, pulled it a little too much out of bounds. Flag will put the ball for the illegal kick out of bounds at the 40-yard line. And let's see what Barberton does here, Chris. I don't know if they just try to grind it out here with some backups. I mentioned before, I saw Gatto, let's just say, wasn't the happiest guy then after receiving some news here on the sideline. So I'm thinking he may be not getting that chance to go over 200 yards.
He's standing on the sideline right here. So.
Yeah, I don't see him out there. Regardless, whether he goes over 200 or not, it's not the point. The young man had an amazing night on the ground. A lot of tough yards and a couple of really big runs, including one that was called back from a touchdown. So this is interesting. So last time the ball was kicked out of bounds, they put it down at the 40. This time it's at the 35. So I obviously missed something the first down. Any rate, first time. Hanlon takes a snap, throws it out of bounds. His intended receiver on the far side was Vernon Reynolds. Not sure on that one. I mean, trying to get Hanlon a little work maybe, although now he's just coming to the near side to get the play. He's got Reggie Wyatt out there at wide receiver.
Okie doke. So, 2nd and 10. Looks like I can go spread again.
Wyatt and Thompson to the near side. Haven't called Clee Thompson's name a lot tonight. Hanlon takes the snap, hands to Posey. Posey breaks it outside for a minimal gain, if any, which will bring up a 3rd down and about 10. Clock still running, just over 4 minutes remaining.
Man, you can tell the difference, right? Like the 2nd gear, 3rd gear that Gatto has.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are back under the 30-point threshold, so the clock will stop out of bounds or incomplete. But after the running play, it's rolling. Speaking of rolling, Hanlon rolls to the near side and is swallowed up in the backfield.
Nice play by the defensive end. Got some pressure up the gut. Quarterback had no choice but to kind of eat the ball there.
Yeah. Nice job that time by Angelo Capretta again. He's had a nice night defensively for the Black Tigers. I got him with 5 tackles. He may have more than that. Some of the team tackles, it's hard to pick up.
Falls calls timeout.
And is that somebody down or just somebody taking a knee to get a blow over on the far side?
Nah, they called timeout, and they're just huddling up over there.
So quick timeout, and the Falls Tigers are right back out on the field. 3:29. They trail Barberton 35-6. Fourth down 10. Again, in games like this is the time where you want to take a look at some people in maybe some different spots, see what you have in your special teams. As we saw there with Gates, it's perfect time to take a chance on that long field goal. And darned if he didn't almost put it through. And had he put it through, player of the game.
That's
I don't know about that, but it would have been pretty exciting for sure.
It's not often you see a 50-yard field goal in high school, right?
And I think I see Gatto. Oh, he's back to block here on 4th down. The punt is away by Gatto. Oh, my goodness. He got a beauty off under pressure. Hits at the 30, rolls inside the 25 and out of bounds at about the 22. Cuyahoga Falls will have it there. 1st and 10, 3:18 remaining, and a flag back at the far end. Falls fans seem excited, so I'm going to guess that it's a personal foul against the Magics.
2 of them.
And it was so far behind the play. I have no idea who was involved with that, Chris. I don't know if you picked it up. But the the Barberton faithful down below have thoughts about it, and hopefully it's not coming across on my mic.
Well, I wonder
I'm not going to take responsibility.
I wonder if they called 2 different personal fouls.
Wow. That's interesting.
This might be 30. That was interesting how he called that. I wonder if it's 30 yards.
Well, they put it down from the 22 out to
no,
the
I guess he didn't. Just
37.
The one. Okay.
That's
all
just
right.
one.
All right.
But the one official, to your credit, Chris, did look at the other like, aren't we going to march off 15 more? So a little bit of confusion there. At any rate, Falls first down at the 36, and a quick pass that hit
2 fouls there.
Amir Haynes right in the hands. He wasn't ready for it, so fell to the ground. Another couple of flags, and let's hope this doesn't get out of control here in the last 3 minutes or so.
They might think about pulling these kids back. I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like. Well, I thought Barberton was going to start pulling some folks. Have to be mindful that there's only so many folks they can pull.
Well, there's 2. This is going to be a chop block or a personal foul. And then I don't know if that was a hit to the head or what they're going to call.
Yeah, it looks like there were probably 2 different calls on the field. It looked like a hold and a personal foul. 2 fouls. Holding calls declined. Personal foul on number 53 for the Falls.
You know, I got to give credit to the kid from Barberton who did not react. He just came off the field, but he was not a happy camper.
So Barberton accepted the personal foul on Ole Scribner from the Falls. That'll set them way back, which is not the first time tonight that's happened. First down 22. Well, the scoreboard says 24, so maybe my math is off. First and 24. Pitch to the far side to Coleman. He's trying to turn the corner and gets a little bit back, but not much. Out over the 31. Tackle on that far side. Looked like the linebacker 44, Liam Starcher, got out there. We'll give Starcher credit. Might not have been his tackle. It was on the far side. A little hard to pick it up. So Weirs drops the pass. Little screen out in the flats. Completed across the 40. Across the 45. Fumble and fell on by the Barberton Magics. Number 15 with the recovery for the Magics. Fox Miller, the linebacker freshman on that one. 5'9" freshman. Fox Miller with the fumble recovery. The reception and run was again Giovanni Tunnel. Had a nice yards after catch run, but got hit hard, gave it up, and Fox Miller fell on it. So Barberton will take control at the Falls 46-yard line, 2:33 remaining. Everybody wants to go home, Chris. The officials are not happy. The players are not happy.
But that was a great hit. It was a great hit. Nice job recovering the fumble.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's, correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a different Magic team than we saw just 2 weeks ago. They're hitting harder. They have more energy here in the second half, so their conditioning seems to be better. Posey gets a handoff in the backfield, running over people and almost broke that last tackle. Instead, he's taken down by Coleman just inside the 35-yard line for a first down for the Magics.
You know, the team that lost their composure here at the end was, unfortunately, was Cuyahoga Falls, and Barberton's now just doing what they should be doing, just keeping their composure, going right at them.
Yep. Snap, handoff to Posey. He's across the 35 down to about the 31. Give him about 3. Brings up 2nd and 7. And we got a Magic down on the field, and this is not good news late in the game. That's Jacob Osborne, the offensive lineman. And boy, Osborne and his buddies up front have been so good tonight. Bryce Crow, Nathan Sullivan, Jamar McCray, Zach Harmon. That line has been excellent, and the last thing Coach Gatto wanted to see here late in the fourth quarter is one of his big fellas going down. Osborne is a 6'1 junior, 255, and he's flat on his back getting some attention from the trainers. Let's take this opportunity, and Bob, we're going to get ahead of ourselves a little bit. Can we go to the celebration ad for the post game?
Introducing the Celebration Palace, a brand new and all-inclusive banquet facility located in Hartville in the North Plaza at 240 Kent Avenue Northeast. Still dreaming about your special wedding day or that occasion you're wanting to celebrate and you're not sure where to start? Well, you're in luck, because here at the Celebration Palace, we specialize in wedding and event planning. Whether you are looking for a venue or an all-inclusive wedding package, we have you covered. We help plan your special occasion. We have specialized vendors to help make your special day magical, and our prices are budget-friendly. So let us here at the Celebration Palace make all your special occasion dreams come true. You can give us a call at 330-587-2035 or check us out on our website, www.thecelebrationpalace.com. Stress-free, budget-friendly, amazing staff, and a stunning venue. The Celebration Palace, where your vision becomes a reality.
So Jacob Osborne came off under his own power for the Magics. It's 2nd down and 8. Hanlon hands off to Posey, running over people inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. Another Barberton first down. That's Jacob Posey with a nice run. And yeah, Chris, I think this is just what Coach Gatto was hoping for tonight. You know, using that line, power running, just a handful of passes, and controlling the clock. Just really, really an upgrade from what we saw 2 weeks ago.
I would agree. Big, strong kid at tailback, running the ball right up the gut, and just running over people.
Handoff in the backfield again to Posey. This time he's tackled and knocked out of bounds. Oh, and a late hit. Totally unnecessary that time.
That should probably be an injection.
Falls number 33.
That is
Valen Brooks.
That is ridiculous.
Posey was well out of bounds for at least 2 Mississippi and got hit hard. And, you know, I don't know what was in Brooks's head. He did look like he was maybe lost and didn't really realize where he was.
In his defense, the kid from Barberton was not down.
Yeah, exactly.
He wasn't down.
And you put that together with he had that look of, I didn't even realize I was out of bounds. So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But the call will move the ball inside the 10. 1st and goal for the Magics.
It is interesting. Okay, that is a very class move by Coach Gatto.
Hanlon just kneed it down. Going to let the clock run here with 1:02. So they're not going to rub it in, it appears. And you're right, Chris. You know, a team that's 0-3, the temptation is there to say, hey, let's put some stats up on the board for our guys. So hats off to Coach Gatto. Yeah. They're going to let this run down, play clock run down, and either take a knee just before it runs out or take the loss. They're going to take a knee again, and that should do it. I think we're under 35 there when they actually stop. So, big night for the Barberton Magics, who were 0-3 coming in, but showed their dominance pretty much from the opening kickoff. Here at a big night for the community of Cuyahoga Falls, and certainly not happy that it turned out this way for the Black Tigers and their fans, but they got a lot to look forward to, both on the field and at the field, because in 3 weeks they're going to be playing on a new surface. Let's take this break. We'll hear from Cambria Bistro. Chris and I will announce the player of the game, take a quick look at some updated stats, and then we'll talk a little bit about next week's work before we head out of here.
Hi, this is Ronnie Kemmer, owner of Cambria's Bistro. We are located in the heart of downtown Wadsworth at 132 Main Street. Cambria's Bistro is a family-owned establishment that brings together the best of two worlds, the rich traditions of Italian cuisine and the contemporary favorites of a pub and grill. Reservations are not required but recommended by calling 330-331-5282 or 330-331-5357. We offer a casual dining atmosphere that is great for a family dinner, date night, or a special celebration. We feature a wonderful wine list with selections from Sicily to Napa Valley. We also have a great bar menu with specialty cocktails, many beers, on-tap beers, ciders, and seltzers. Cambria's Bistro also features San Pellegrino sparkling water. We are located in the heart of downtown Wadsworth at 132 Main Street. Come see us soon.
Back for one last time from Clifford Stadium in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio at Cuyahoga Falls High School, where tonight, in the final game played here at Clifford Stadium, the Barberton Magics ruined the party by defeating the Cuyahoga Falls, getting late, Black Tigers 35-6. Chris, shout at me if I'm wrong, but I think tonight we kind of decided in the first half in terms of our Cambria Bistro player of the game. And for once, he's going to get a T-shirt that matches his team colors. So here's your last opportunity to tell me that it's not Angelo Gatto, because I believe it is Angelo Gatto.
It is Angelo Gatto.
What did he end up with tonight, Chris?
180 yards rushing, 30 yards receiving, just controlled the game. He played defense too as well.
Yeah, he's playing both sides of the ball.
He was everywhere, and the only reason he didn't make more tackles is because Barberton's defensive line controlled the line of the scrimmage. He would have had a ton of tackles, like he always does.
Right.
But the defensive line controlled the game for Barberton, and it showed from start to finish.
Yeah, and I would argue, and some of them are the same guys, but the offensive line controlled the game on that side of the ball. I mean, Gatto ran the ball so well tonight, but he had some nice holes. He took advantage of them and made more out of them than maybe what was there. But that offensive line was providing him space right from the opening quarter.
Here's the ironic part. I don't think Gatto scored. Lauk twice. Lauk twice. Varner once. Tavanello once.
Okay, I don't remember the Tavanello score, so.
I'm sorry, not Tavanello. McWilliams.
Yeah, Micah McWilliams.
So that's one.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4. I'm missing a score.
Okay. So let's just say it was Gatto.
Maybe he scored once. Maybe I missed that. I'm sorry.
He had so many stats that it might have been. Regardless of whether he did get the one touchdown or not.
Oh, he did.
And I think he did.
He scored the last touchdown.
I think he did.
Okay, he did.
So he had a score, but the yards and the way he got him, he had some big runs.
He did.
But the amount of 5, 6, 7-yard carries just wore down the Black Tigers up front along with his line, and it was very impressive. Like I said, we saw the same team 2 weeks ago, and I know, no slight to the Black Tigers, but the Stowe Bulldogs were a tougher matchup. But this is a Barberton team that pretty much got blown out by Stowe and laid one on for the second year in a row, the Black Tigers. So Black Tigers now have some time before we see them again on October 3rd. Hopefully they'll stay healthy. They'll build upon what they were able to do here. It was good to see them get a late score. You get beat 35-6, and you think it was a terrible night and nothing good happened. But I would argue a lot of good things happened. But the bad things that happened were crazy penalties, especially in the first half. And this seems to be a recurring story for us in the games that we cover. Teams do well in the first half, but make mistakes, keep themselves off the scoreboard. And then in the second half, this time, it was the Black Tigers who wore down a little bit.
I agree 100%. I would say that Stowe plays these Magic tonight. Yeah, I don't know if Barberton beats Stowe, but saying that, I don't think it's the same game. I think the opportunities that presented themselves the first time against Stowe, Barberton probably takes advantage of a few more of those because they're a more mature team. They know what they can do. They wouldn't be trying to do things that they can't, and that makes a difference. Clearly, Cuyahoga Falls is a young team. They are a young team. They need to mature, and they're on the right track. I think Coach is doing a good job with them, and they're a lot better than you can't tell by the score, right?
Right,
but
right.
I think they're a lot better than the scoreboard shows, to your point, and a lot to look forward to. And one of the things we didn't talk to because there was so much going on tonight, they're moving to a league that has several teams that play on much the same level that they currently are.
Yeah.
Springfield and several Norton, Ravenna, Kent, and the others that are all on, that play a schedule that's similar to Cuyahoga Falls.
Yeah.
And I think they're going to start experiencing much more success in the near future.
Yeah, and you missed it because it was during your break when you didn't have the headset, but Michael Bevan and I did talk about that a little bit, and he agrees, that you got to get through this season with kids still engaged. And here's another side benefit of tonight, I hope the preponderance of fans that turned out for this big game, many of whom haven't been here in a while, saw a product they can be proud of. If they're solely looking at the scoreboard, maybe they missed that. But I got to believe most of them saw some of the young talent that's on this team that will serve them well as they move over to the new stadium, Lambert Stadium, later this year, and they come back next season in a different league, to your point, that they should be a little more competitive in. So we're going to take one final 30-second timeout. We'll come back and briefly talk about next week's matchup, and we'll wrap it up.
Tired of boring off-the-rack tees? Want to express your unique style or promote your business? How about create an unforgettable memory? Call us at Screen Print Original, 330-414-1635, 330-414-1635. We bring ideas to life. We offer high-quality DTF transfers on a variety of apparel, ensuring vibrant colors and lasting designs, from custom creations to bulk orders, all for you. If you have an idea, give us a call at 330-414-1635, 330-414-1635. You can also drop us a line at screenprintoriginal@gmail.com. We look forward to serving you.
Ron Whitmer along with Chris Canova here at Clifford Stadium for one last time. A lot of people to thank. First of all, as always, Bob Felmley, our engineer extraordinaire, who keeps the ship upright each week, and sometimes that's more challenging than others. And I was going to offer Bob some medication a little earlier tonight, but he pulled through without any help. Our owner, Bob Fritz, Roger McLean, that was up with us to help out a little bit, and our halftime guest. What a great pleasure it was to talk to Kenny Johnson, the athletic director here at Cuyahoga Falls, former Falls Black Tiger head football coach Donnie Ross, who had tons of success here, and then finally Michael Bevan from the Akron Beacon Journal, who had a lot of background on Clifford Stadium, the history here, and it was great to be joined by him. So next week, Chris, the Backyard Brawl. Ella goes to Mogador for the second year of a 2-year series. I personally hope that they'll continue to play that, because years ago it didn't make any sense. Mogador was so small and Ellett was so big. Ellett's not quite as big anymore. Mogador desperately needs some games. Ellett needs some opponents that they can be competitive with. So I think it's a great idea and a great matchup. I'm really looking forward to it. What are your expectations looking at next week's game?
Well, I think that Mogador knows who they are, and they build on that every year. You can count on the quality and the style of football, and you know you're going up against when you play Mogador, and you can't say that for Ellett. They may have some athletes. They have a brand new coach, used to be the head coach at Akron Garfield with a steep tradition. That being said, first year over at Ellett, and from what I hear or understand, they're pretty solid, and I expect a good quality, close game. A bigger school facing a smaller school powerhouse, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. As they like to say in Mogador, tradition never graduates. So their tradition is still there. There's been some turnover in the community, and they haven't been quite as strong in the last couple of years. Talked to Coach Matt Adorney just a week or so ago. He's really looking forward to this one. So we'll gather background from Coach Sachs, Coach Adorney, and we'll be back with you next Friday night here on Fifth Dimension Radio. For Chris Canova, I'm Ron Whitmer. The final score for the last time from Clifford Stadium in Cuyahoga Falls, Ohio, Barberton 35, Cuyahoga Falls 6. Have a good night, everybody.
You've been listening to Fifth Dimension Radio's Sports Special, where we bring you live high school sports. And we'll be announcing more exciting games coming up in the near future, so keep it on Fifth Dimension Radio. This is your announcer, Bob. Good night.